You're listening to The Tits. We are following live from ESPN Court TV in the middle of a cross-examination of the referee who botched the pass interference call in the Saints-Rams NFC Championship game. Let's listen live.
Please, sir, please state for the record that your name is Bob the umpire.
Yes, it is.
And Bob the umpire, sir, do your officials take matters into their own hands?
Our men follow orders. We live by a code and honor.
Well, is there any chance or possibility that one of your referees could go rogue?
Our men follow orders or people die, son. It's that simple. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Are we clear?
Crystal. All right, so here's my final question to you, sir, Bob the umpire. If there was no pass interference on the play, then why did the NFL feel it was necessary to fine the player $26,739.27 for a helmet-to-helmet hit? Bob?
We work at a stadium that has walls. Who's going to officiate it? You? You, Roger Goodell? If you feel so inclined, why don't you just pick up a flag and join us? Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you're entitled to.
I feel like I'm entitled to the truth.
You want the truth?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Did you wave off the flag?
I did what I had to.
Did you wave off the flag?
You're goddamn right I did.
We're in first place in the frickin' Idiot League.
The Idiots Talk Sports Show. Sports talk. Funny and uncensored.
Good afternoon. Thanks for listening. You are listening to Tits, the Idiots Talk Sports. I am Chance Del Fuego. With me is Drunk Tim.
What up?
And we are minus Big Paul this week. Minus Big Paul. So if there's any technical difficulties, I'm going to blame it on that.
I like that.
Yeah. You got to blame somebody.
Like, you know, so many people have blamed Obama for things that were out of his control, and
Yeah.
now they blame Trump for stuff like
Yeah.
that. So,
Got to be somebody to blame.
Big Paul's turn.
Well, on the way here, you told me about this girl at your work. She dropped a plate or whatever, and it crashed. And you're like, I don't know, so many feet away, and she still looked up at you and gave you the look like, that was your fault.
Yeah, well, I had already dropped like a tray of fucking plates and stuff.
Yeah.
And those people still tipped me $6. I was totally surprised.
But that's the mentality, like, it's like, not like, oh, crap, I just crashed this plate. How do I fix this up and get these people a new plate? It's, I need to find somebody to find fault with. You, looking at me right now, it's your fault. And then you say something about cursed. Like, since you weren't physically there for it to be your fault, it's somehow looking at you, you cursed her.
Yeah.
Like with some weird, like, server witchcraft.
Well, she said she had never, that was the first time she ever dropped a plate in the, 15 years or something of waiting tables. And, yeah. So I started the night. The night was crazy as it was anyways.
Yeah.
It felt like New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I don't know where all these fuckers were coming from. I had people from the Mark Chestnut concert. I had people, a lot of Latinos really love that club, OK Corral on 23rd and MacArthur.
Yeah. Was Mark Chestnut roasting over an open fire?
No, it was D's Nuts.
Oh, was nipping at your nose?
Yeah.
Hang on. That's not how it goes.
D's Nuts roasting on an open fire.
Only in Oklahoma City. You're listening to us live from, actually you're not listening to us live. The way we do it, you're listening to us recorded out of Oklahoma City at the On the Border Studios here in Oklahoma City. Just in really the most beautiful area of the city there is, where you get to see, if you love people watching, then this is where you need to be.
Yes.
This is a people watcher's paradise. You could sit at any of the four corners and just get, hell, you don't even need TV. Why sign up for Hulu? You can just watch.
This is like our little spot of New York City, because they say, like the old saying on New York City is like if you stand there for like 5 minutes, you see 1 million people walk by or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that for us here in Oklahoma City.
And if you hear the sirens.
Yeah, if you hear the sirens, like if you stand here for 5 minutes, you'll see 5 hobos.
I like to refer to it as meth alley. Meth alley. You bowl a ball down the meth alley, you're bound to hit. You could get a strike. You never know.
It's like fishing with dynamite.
It really is. But you're listening to the Tits here at Oklahoma City on the Border Studios. Want to give them a shout out again. They take care of us each and every week. We've been doing this now for quite a few weeks. To be honest, this is our 30th episode. It's kind of a milestone.
Woo!
Our 30th episode. So we've done it every Sunday. So 30 weeks, 30 Sundays in a row. So milestone for us. We just keep going strong. We're having fun. I feel like we keep getting better and funnier and just used to the things. So it's been a blast.
Yeah,
and
we're like
wanna keep it
sliding
going.
into our comfort zones and
Hell
stuff.
yeah, we are. But so it is that time. We could talk about our week, or we could talk about Drunk Tim Tinder update. Let's talk about the week. Let's talk about the week. And then we'll go into Drunk Tim Tinder update. Because there's going to be a little twist to that this week.
Well, for me, it's been kind of the same usual. Nothing really great or interesting to report.
That's crap. I know there's something to report.
Oh, shit. What are you wanting to talk about?
There's only one thing that should come to mind right now, and that is the potential trip that you're going to be taking with some ladies that are in their 50s down to Texas.
Oh, yeah. All right, so like, there's so many people that are wanting to get me laid for whatever reason.
Because it's your New Year's resolution for 2019.
Well, I know, but like my coworker Bud, he doesn't listen to the show. He didn't know about this, I don't think. And so he gets this table with 3 women that are in their 50s, or I think one of them was maybe pushing closer to 60, 55-ish, somewhere around there.
You got to card him.
And he referred to them as Cougars, and he just kept on pushing me to go over to his table and talk to him. And you know me, there was a couple of times when I was like, well, I got to do this for my tables, and but he just kept on like, no, dude, like these are the kind of chicks that want to like pay for everything.
That's right.
And so like he said that they're sugar mamas.
They would be your sugar mamas. So he's trying to get you set up with some sugar mamas next weekend. But you mentioned something to me about you would need to wear like a cowboy hat.
Well, no, there were 2 women that were really interested, because the first woman that was like, I was telling Lori, one of the twins, like how, because she's really into this. Like,
yes.
Like her eyes lit up whenever she was like listening to Bud and I go
We're
over.
all intrigued, Drunk Tim. We are all intrigued. We want this milestone to happen. And we don't want to wait the entire year for it to happen. We don't want to drag this on.
I don't think it's going to take that long.
Not if you go with these
looking.
women down to Texas. Now, what part of Texas?
Well, no. Well, the thing is, like the first woman that was looking me up and down, and whenever I was telling Lori about this stuff, she like lit up like the 4th of July. But anyways, this woman, she was asking me. But they were drunk, of course.
Right.
All 3 of them. But,
Absolutely.
But it's obvious these women have money. And so anyway, so she was asking me about like Wranglers and stuff like that. And I was like, I thought she was asking like kind of like, do you like Wranglers, or do you like, And I was like, yeah, Wranglers are cool. And
my favorite Jeep.
Like I didn't, my favorite Jeep. And so I told her, I was like, well, I don't own any, or at least I don't think I do. Like if I do own any, I'm like.
So they're gonna buy them for you.
So it sounds like she started talking about a cowboy hat,
and they were sizing you up.
Yeah, they were. Ooh, nice.
Right.
And so, I told her I'm like not country, I'm more rock and roll. Yeah, like
He's more of a
cradle the balls.
Yeah, he's more of a Let's see, what size is he here? Yeah,
Shit, he's not Jewish.
yeah. Oh, so we don't get him the tight jeans there. We don't
Not
or
huggers.
The tight jeans. Like, yeah, you don't. I don't need.
we don't
like
do the crotch fit.
I don't need a roll of quarters to do what I need to do.
Yeah, no, you're already in.
Turn your head and cough.
Right. So if you go to Texas, are you going down to what, Dallas?
No, I think it was. I can't remember what city, but no, actually, I think it was Dallas. Yeah.
Are they wanting to go down to the Fort Worth has got an infamous area for partying and stuff. It's the stockyards. You know how Oklahoma City, we've got our own stockyards, and there's like a little bit. Ours is like a real mini version of what Fort Worth has. Is it something like that?
Well, I've driven through the stockyards a lot of times because I've done public transit and done a lot of driving for a living and shit. And
I bet that's where they want to go.
but what is it? Well, because they're
It's
all
a
like,
happening area.
I've
driven Uber a couple of times down that way, and inevitably I got stuck down in Fort Worth. And I'm telling you, if you drive during the nighttime and nightlife, you end up there. You constantly keep ending up there.
What are they doing there?
There's just there's bars, there's places all over there. It is just the area to hang out, man. I'm talking like all the the millennials and all that stuff. Everybody's going down there, and that's just the area to be. And they made it up really nice
like that
too.
here.
They made it up really nice for it to be the stockyards. It's like really nice. So I bet you. Oh my God, I bet you that's where they want to take you.
Well, I saw Bud this morning because I was there so fucking late because, one of the servers that I work with, she paid me $10 to roll her silverware.
Nice.
And so, and like I said, it was like New Year's Eve and stuff last night. So we were slammed, like no pun intended.
Yeah.
Denny's joke.
Right. Grand Slam.
Yeah. But anyway,
Grand
yeah,
Slam.
so Bud was there whenever I was still rolling fucking silverware. And so he was asking me about those girls or those women. And, I was like, yeah, they didn't text me back.
Not yet. Not yet. This was just the other night, though.
Oh, well, no, he was asking if I hit them up. I was like, no, I didn't give him my phone number. They got my phone number. And he told me that night. He told me that they even took I wrote down my number on a piece of paper, and not only did she put it in her phone, but he said they took a picture of it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah. So I didn't, I haven't gotten any calls. I told him, I was like, man, they're probably too drunk. They're not even going to remember it. It's like, oh no, they'll remember, and...
They took pictures of your phone number and took pictures of what else?
Probably stuff that I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised because that first lady, man,
They'll hit you up because it's supposed to be for next weekend, isn't it?
I think they said 2 weeks.
Okay, well, we will need, you got to go. You don't even have a choice. You got to go, and we have to have a Cougar update.
A Cougar update? All right, I like
Shoot,
that.
you got to be back in time to do the Cougar update. That'll be interesting because if you go out, you got to be able to get back.
Well, and these, of course, are probably I only have 3 nights a week that I'm allowed to work.
Oh, that's true. Oh.
These will probably be like 2 of the 3 nights.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
So I'm going to have to suck some dick or something to get other shifts to replace those.
Well, we might need an update on that as well. Just give an idea. Give an idea of the tempo and
some drunk Tim.
Was there any music playing?
Dick sucking update. What was that?
Trade with Jose.
Oh lordy. Wow, that's another thing.
Well, speaking of that, great transition. I'll talk about my week. My week, I'm trying to pull off some sort of record for myself. I went out to the bar 4 nights in a row.
Wow.
It's almost 5, except I called it off last night. I just couldn't do it last night. So 4 nights in a row, and some interesting things happened. I feel like I've just got to start in time frame, or I'll get lost. Tuesday night,
chronologically.
right? Tuesday night was night number 1. in which Wednesday I was off from work. So I figured Tuesday night I'll go out,
Let loose.
I'm off the next day, so it doesn't matter. Just let it fly in the wind. Let's
The
go.
consequences aren't really there.
Tuesday night is open mic, but I got there a little bit late. I didn't really get to go up and do anything, but we hung out. Jose and I, we hung out. We played the jukebox. There's for a Tuesday night, people start kind of dispersing a bit, but this one girl comes in. She's easily the hottest girl in the bar. And she's sitting at the bar. We're sitting over at the long cocktail table that we've really that's where now we sit now.
Like we adopted.
Yeah, we pretty much adopted that damn table. And which is great because you always get a pool stick in your ass because there's a pool table where I sit. There's always somebody playing pool directly behind me. And you always have to be on guard for a pool stick hitting you in the ass.
So, whenever you get there, is there no seats available on the other side of the table where there's not...
the problem with the other side...
Or you like it?
No, you would think...
You like it?
You would think, hey, just get on the other side, dumbass. But there's that other table, and so you get the chairs, and you can't get in and out of there. It's like an American Ninja obstacle course to get out of... if you gotta go to the bathroom... Woo! You're in trouble because there's people there. There's all those bar stools that are janky, and you got to climb out of that. So
it's like going through a movie theater row.
Yeah.
Do you want dick or ass?
Right. So you either choose potential pull stick in the ass every now and then, or American Ninja obstacle course, and I always choose the pull stick. Hang on. That didn't sound right.
We'll have an update on that too.
But so we're listening to we're just having a good time. Me, Jose, Plan E, and her friend.
Oh fuck. We talked about that though.
Hot girl decides I'm not going to sit at the bar anymore. She comes over and I'm up at the jukebox with Plan E because Plan E is trying to put in her music. I accidentally put in too much money, so there's a hella song list going on here. So
would you put it $10?
Something like that, and it was just oh crap. And so now we're putting all these songs in, but she comes over and was just oh man, I love your song selection, this and that. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And yeah,
which
thanks.
is not a good idea because she's fucking crazy. So fuck, I need to
rethink
my life.
No, the hot girl comes over and says that. Comes up,
I
walks
thought
up
you said
to
Plan E.
No. Well, Plan E and I are at the jukebox. Hot girl walks up to us and then tells me directly, "I love your song selection. It's great, blah, blah. Oh, thanks. Hey, hey, how you doing?" And
would you like to see my dick?
Then she and Anna walk away. I go sit down next to Jose. Don't think anything else. We're just talking. And receiving beers is a little slow, so I get up and walk over to the bar to order a beer. Hot chick is now rubbing the shoulders from Plan E. And Plan E is sitting on the bar stool at that table. The hot girl's rubbing her Plan E's shoulders. And
nobody's videoing this.
A couple of guys are going, oh, just a couple of hoot and hollering or whatever. And so I
probably would have been.
So I noticed
would have been videoing it.
Yeah, I noticed it, and I'm and I do something similar. I'm oh, look at that over there, just something, some whatever. And the hot girl, well, actually both of them turn and look at me, but I keep wanting to say her name. I'm just going to keep calling her Plan E.
No, it's better. Yeah.
Plan E. Plan E has always got that look please come fuck me right now. And I'm just...
my kitten in heat.
And so inwardly, I've got to keep ignoring that, no, never. But the hot girl has also turned and looked at me, and she kind of does this head nod come over here, join us. And I'm let's go. So, so I go over and start rubbing hot girl's shoulders. And now there's really some hooting and hollering going on because now we've started a train.
That's awesome. Oh shit! Who's getting behind you on this train?
Nobody got behind me on the train, and I'm kind of thankful. Yeah, I was no, the shoulders, not down there.
I don't feel any pain in my asshole.
The girl's really liking the back rub, but in typical Chance Del Fuego fashion.
That's what she said.
I don't know. It ends up stopping where we have some laughs, blah, blah, blah. I just leave. In typical Chance Del Fuego fashion. I mean, I haven't had any stories yet where I've closed any deals, so let's be candid here. So I just
feel
leave.
like we have to have a silent moment for
I
this
just
shit.
leave because she's like, I love this bar, I'm going to come back, so I'm just thinking, she'll be back, right? So I don't close the deal. Now it's Wednesday. Go out Wednesday night. It's karaoke night, you know. Place is packed. I get there. I beat this guy in pool. By the way, I don't beat people in pool. It's been years since I've beaten people in pool. Okay? This is really for the benefit of the listeners. We used to play a lot of pool. But remember,
we were pretty decent.
But this was at least 15 years ago. I'm just going off of my married years here. So that's been a long ass time, just to put it bluntly. So I don't see myself as a good pool player anymore because I never play pool. But this guy who does play pool a lot there was just like, come on, man, I know you're good at pool. We need to play. And I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, I'll put the quarters on and this dude's going to smoke me because he even beat Jose initially a couple of times.
And Jose is pretty good.
Jose is good. But I've noticed Jose needs to get into a rhythm. When he starts off, he doesn't start off very good. But he did. He lost a couple of times to this guy, so I was like, I'll play.
Wow, a couple
times. So I play, and we're staying pretty even, and then I hit this shot, and then I've got this shot, and it's hard to describe. It's on the rail. It's on the rail in the middle. And it's to the hole is here, and the ball is over here on the side rail.
So you're trying to make a corner shot.
And so I'm basically trying to smack the ball on the right side so it will bounce backwards and come to the middle hole.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'm going to go for this. I'm nonchalant about it. And he's like, whatever. I make it.
Well, and you have nothing to lose because this guy's
I make
probably...
it. And he literally said, what the fuck? I mean, he was just like, it was a very good shot.
You know, I've seen you make those kind of crazy. What the fuck? Why did you take that shot? Why didn't you just go
I'm the
for
guy
it?
that can make some crazy shots like that, and then you get like this straight on shot and
shank. I'm the same way.
That's
I
me.
hate those fucking long straight shots.
So anyway, I beat that guy. We start doing karaoke, and the hot girl comes back.
Wait a minute. So you won the table?
I won the table, and then I lost to Jose on the very next game.
Oh, okay.
Which didn't bother me. I didn't want to stand there playing pool all night. I'm not there to play pool.
It's usually Jose's table.
I'm not there to play pool. I mean, I would if I got back into pool again. I would, but I didn't really care. So I was actually in a way kind of relieved to just lose. But it was kind of cool beating that other guy. So, but I was relieved to lose the table because I don't want to play pool all night.
You got your win for the day.
Right. The girl comes in, and she knows this other guy that I haven't seen before. But this guy, his name is Josh. Josh brought chicken wings from Wingstop for everybody. Like, he brought a butt ton of wings. They always will have food. People will just randomly bring food to this bar. It's an interesting bar. It's like a lot of people know each other and
it's
stuff.
It's very Cheers-ish.
But this guy does. He just brings wings. I've never seen him there, but he brings wings, and so he's the cool guy. He's got the wings.
One of the bartenders, she because she was pregnant, she had like a little baby shower thing there.
Yeah.
And like I didn't understand this, but she brought some like chili and shit that she had made. I'm like, it's your like baby shower. Like, anyways.
They do it all the time, yeah.
And like Fritos, and brought like cheese and all like.
There's always some sort of food there.
Wow.
Great or not so great. It's just food that people have brought. But anyway,
free fucking food.
It is, yeah. They don't, yeah. It's just like
Free
here.
to be
It's
free.
just a potluck here. Just eat if you feel like it. So it's kind of cool. I don't know. Over time, bars really kind of warmed on me. But hot girl comes in. She happens to know the guy that brought the wings, but she comes in, she acknowledges him, comes directly to me, and sits next to me. And
this is Wednesday night.
Yeah, but the guy who brought the wings is sitting across from me, and then to her left is the guy that I beat in pool. That's there all the time. His name, Eric. So.
Oh yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook.
So and then Jose's to my right. You have some other person, and then you got Planny on the far right. I'm trying to think of the lineup. We're going a few nights here.
The lineup.
But we got all these people, And so we're doing karaoke. We're knocking it out of the park. And
Everyone's having a good time.
all the guys are now focused on the girl. And so it's really like, it's tough because I just figure, oh, she's sitting next to me. We'll talk, see what happens. But Eric's hitting on her hardcore. I mean, even to the point where if a song that's kind of dancing plays, he's trying to dance with her. The guy that's tall that knows her is actually being a real jerk to her. I mean, throughout the night, just being a jerk to her. And then there's this other guy hitting on her.
That guy's in the friend zone. That's what that sounds like.
I don't know. It sounds like he's confident, or I don't know. But so, like, later through the night, she's like, man, I feel suffocated by these guys. I mean, she's telling me this and stuff. And
Sounds like
I'm
it.
just here to have fun, like hanging out with you. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I tried to hit up a number exchange, but then that gets cock blocked by the other guy. And see, I'm not going to. It's me. Again, I didn't close the deal Wednesday night. Long story short, I didn't close the deal. Her name is Morgan. And, but she has not been back. Remember, I've been out 4 nights in a row. She was there Tuesday, Wednesday. She did not
Thursday
show
or Friday.
Thursday or Friday. So I may have missed that opportunity. I say may. I probably did miss that opportunity. But let's go up to Thursday. Thursday was open mic night, which I did end up doing a set that night.
Good. What'd you do?
We did. All right, the guy doesn't know a lot of the stuff I know, so we did some other on-the-fly stuff. We did some Sublime. We did some Santeria and What I Got. We did some, we did some Silverchair tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, we did some.
That is surprising. Someone fucking knows Silverchair?
Yes.
What the fuck?
We did some Red Hot Chili Peppers, stuff like
Silverchair,
that.
that's one of the ones that you showed me, like, fat boy, wait till tomorrow.
Now, what is
Right?
interesting about Thursday night, not that I did a set on open mic, I'm sure our listeners really don't care about that, but what they will care if they listened last week is, remember the crazy chick that threw the pool ball and hit the guy in the back of the head?
Plan E.
We figured she's either in jail or bare minimum she's banned from this bar.
Oh, easily.
No. She comes in with this couple on Thursday night.
Well,
she
you
comes
said she
in.
was there Tuesday night.
No, not the crazy one. You're
not
getting your
Plan
nights
E?
mixed up. No, Plan E is not the crazy girl.
Oh, snap.
We'll call by name. Plan E is Anna.
Oh, shit.
Crazy chick is
Oh,
just
you're
crazy
right.
chick, okay?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, you're
All
right.
right.
Anna is Plan E.
Yeah, Plan E. So crazy chick comes in with a couple. They go sit at the bar. Of course, we're at our normal table, so there's quite a bit of distance from us. Jose doesn't see the crazy girls come in, so I give him that information because I wasn't here for that event, but this might be a thing. So I was like, hey, by the way, O-Girl just came in. Oh, I didn't even see her come in. I mean, I was wondering what the reaction would be like. Yeah, let me go stab her. But like,
Or call the cops or something.
and I was like, well, is this going to be a problem?
An issue, yeah.
And he's like, man, he's like, well, I guess she's allowed back in here. And I was like, yeah, because the bartender that was there for the night that we talked about with the ball was the same bartender that night. So you figure she remembers, like, we know who just walked in the room, right?
They locked me out of the bar that night, even though all I was doing was fucking helping this dude that might die from a possible concussion.
Oh,
And they didn't just lock me out, but they locked everybody out.
sure.
I was trying to go back in there to see if I could find
They were just
something.
trying to get order back. So
They still had some patrons in the bar though after
Yeah.
they locked the front door.
So they let her back, and I'm looking at Jose like, man, is this a problem? He's like, well, I did tell the bartender, like, if they allow her back in, that I'm not coming back to this bar. So I'm sitting here thinking, oh, well, are we about to? They've
about to
obviously let her
bounce,
back in. I mean, they've already served her drinks and everything. Like,
Wow.
so are we going? He's like, Because the truth is there's been places he's been kicked out of, and this is the one bar that this has really kind of become.
The last resort, the only resort.
Well, and it just grows. Like I said, it grows on you. So you're like, God dang it! All right, let's just stay here and drink.
Dude, I was like talking to people. I don't know if I said this already, but I was talking to people at work Well, because I was hearing them over talk about all these people that went out to the birthday party last night.
Yep.
For the twins. And they said, they started talking something about like Jose not wanting to go downtown. I was like, what, is he banned from downtown too?
All right, so Thursday night's over. Nothing interesting happens Thursday night. Just they come in. She's allowed to come back in, and that was just weird to me. And Jose just kind of flinched it off like, well, it looks like we're staying. So Friday night comes. Friday night is karaoke night. We meet up. We're at the normal table. I come in. By the time I get there, everybody's already there because I get out of work a little late that night. But everybody's already there at the normal table, right? And when I say everybody this time, I mean Jose is there. He's got this girl with blue hair next to him, who I can't remember her name, but we call her Shaniqua.
Marge.
Even though she's not, what?
Marge.
We can call her Marge. Let's
Marge
call her
Simpson.
Marge. Blue hair Marge. So Marge is real young, sitting next to Jose. Across from Jose and Marge is Crazy Girl, some dude, and a couple that's next to her. That these are all her friends.
Some dude.
She's now brought all of her friends, and they are now sitting across from Jose and Marge and Plan E. Plan E keeps ending up on the right. As I walk in, Plan E's like, because they're sitting on the end, and there's one bar stool there at the end, and she's like, hey, Chance, come sit right here. And I'm like, and Jose goes, Chance, come over here. I was like, what was that, Jose? And walked away. And so I sit to his left. So now we've got full table, and it just weirds me out. I know Big Paul is going to freak out when he hears all this because, dude, somebody got hit with a pool ball by this girl, and now we're all like chumsy.
Yeah, I was about to say chumming it up. Yeah.
And it's hard for me to be weird about it, even though I feel weird about it. It's hard for me to be weird about it because I wasn't actually there for the occurrence.
The massacre.
Because I left before all that nonsense happened. So
lots of people did.
So I'm kind of like, well, I guess I just gotta. If nobody else seems to care, then it just seems like it would be weird that I'm the one that would care the most, and I'm not the one that's not there. So we all hang out.
If I was there, I'd have gone up and talked to the bartender and be like, really?
Yeah.
Really, really? This bitch should have been in fucking prison or been like in county awaiting her trial.
Yeah. This girl was trying to talk to me. She's trying to tell her friends. She's so weird. She's like, oh my God, Chance, he's so funny. This is Jose's friend Chance, and he's funny and stuff. Sometimes he talks too much and blah, 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 blah. But, and I called him on it, but he's so cool. I was like,
thank you, Ned Job.
You are all over the place, you freaking psycho. And then I went up to go get get a beer from the bar because the bartender's so busy, she can't even get out to our table. So, there's times you have to walk up to the bar and order.
For sure.
Well, she comes up there with me to order a drink. She's like, starts talking to me like, I see you pop up on all the time, like as someone I might know on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And I always want to like click and add as a friend. I'm just sitting there with this look
Please don't.
I'm not going to accept
or like
your
decline
friendship.
Or ignore or whatever it is.
Right. So, and she still hasn't. But I don't know if it's this fakeness of her or whatever it is. Like, I want to be cool with you so I can be cool with Jose. Like,
get to Jose,
right?
Going
she
through
feels
you.
like, if I'm cool with the friend, and I'm like, I'm not. You do you. You're crazy. So you stay over there.
Like you're her in.
You can pretend be friends with me all you want. I'm not. I've seen you. I've heard stories. I haven't even seen you at your craziest, and I just know.
At your craziest?
I haven't even seen you at your craziest, and I know.
She's got the crazy fucking eyes.
Yes, she
it's
does.
like a dead ringer. I mean,
yes, she does.
And crazy eyebrows and
that same night. All right, this has been. If you want to talk about females being attracted and hitting on me, it's been a great week. If you want to talk about I haven't closed it with any of them, then it's been a bad week. But that same night, there's this girl that comes in. She's hella cute, but she's got like this beanie on that says "Feels" on it, Feels, whatever the hell that, I don't know. What
She's
the
a
hell?
stoner.
Probably. Well, she's sitting at the bar, and when she comes in, I kind of notice her or whatever, and she was looking over at our area, but I don't know if she's looking right at me or anyway, because we're making all this noise. We're the loud bunch. We're the whatever at the table anyway. But we've all done some songs by that point, and it's late in the night. But that girl comes over. It's her turn to go up and do her song. I can't remember the name that they call it. I don't remember her name at all. And she comes up. She grabs 2 microphones, and then the name of the song comes up, Bohemian Rhapsody. And so we're like, all right, yeah. And I was like, all right, sweet, good song. And she turns around with the microphone and hands it to me. And she goes, I want you to do this with me. And I was like,
yes, ma'am.
okay, let's do this. So we do Bohemian Rhapsody. We do it well. And with what little voice I have got left. And
she can blow a little bit. She's good.
And so anyway, we finish the song, give the microphone back and all that stuff. She goes back over to the bar. I gotta go pee, whatever. So I go, which is over by where she's sitting at the bar. So I do that, come back out, and she stops me and is like, oh, because she's sitting with a guy. That was another issue. Like, well, she's sitting with a guy, I don't know. But then she's like, stops me and is explaining, oh, yeah, this is my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like
The
she's
friend
like,
zone.
Yeah, this is my friend so-and-so. But yeah, and stuff is talking. Well, I go into typical Chance Del Fuego mode and just was like, yeah, okay, yeah, and I walk away. And I hate it because in hindsight, I'm like, shit, that girl was really flirting. And I didn't.
And she was letting you know.
And I didn't, yeah.
That's not her boyfriend.
I've never met this
or
girl. I've
a
never seen her in
date.
that bar before. I don't know. Anyway. And then the other crazy chick was kind of getting flirty. Once you're with other girls become noticed and attracting and things. It's weird. But so all that went on. And then the last thing I'll say about the bar thing that was interesting Friday night was we had a weird dude that come in that night, reminded me of Michael Rappaport, that started hanging with us. And he did Humpty Dance or whatever and stuff. But he was saying weird stuff to the crazy girl that even made the crazy girl was like, man, we need to get this dude away from me. And I'm like, dang, he's freaking you out? You're crazy. And
maybe he was totally normal.
Well,
in
now
that
Brandon,
pre-trial.
you know Brandon. Brandon
Yeah.
likes to fight. He says something to Brandon. I don't know what's said, but it gets it to the point where Brandon wants to take him outside. So I call this guy a cab, and I go outside,
Nice.
and I stop the fight. I get in there. I de-escalate the whole thing. Like, hey, guys, hey, no, you know I do. This is crazy, blah, blah, blah. Hey, your cab's coming, blah, blah, blah.
Just chill out.
Because I've
here.
never seen this weird dude before ever, but he came in and he's doing his weird thing. So, yeah, do your weird stuff somewhere else. So you got a cab coming.
This is definitely not the bar to be doing shit like that at.
Yeah. So I just de-escalate a fight, no fight.
Nice.
Brandon thanks me later. Like, I had no business fighting that dude anyway. I don't want to go to jail. I'm like, exactly. So let's move on with our lives. So that's my bar week. Anyway, I tried to condense that as much as I could. It's just a lot. There's actually stuff I'm leaving out, but it's,
You
it's
hit the highlights.
It is what it is. Yeah, it's 4 nights in a row. That takes its toll. Like, I could feel it physically, like the dehydration. Like, my right Achilles was bothering me a lot the last couple of days. Like, I feel like it's about to blow or something. I'm like,
Are you juiced up right now? Like you're okay?
yeah,
Or-
yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Like, I was able to, like, Friday, I could barely walk. And then yesterday, I did some stretches, hydrated a lot, and I could walk better. And now I'm dehydrating myself again. So, anyway, all that said, so I think it's time. But first off, I want to say you're listening to Tits, brought to you in part by Whiskey Dicks. Whiskey Dicks, your men's health solution. And coming up, we're going to talk a little NFL playoffs. We're going to, of course, have a dwarf update. Everybody's looking forward to the dwarf update. Not me.
We got to have it.
I never look forward to the dwarf update, but people are
Well, 'cause
wanting to
you're
hear the
living
dwarf.
it.
I'm living it. So people want to hear the dwarf update. We're going to talk Thunder basketball. We're going to talk the NBA All-Star selections, Major League Baseball Hall of Fame selections. We'll discuss that.
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
And then,
about
of course, we'll have Dirty Dictionary. But right now, it is time for Tim's Tinder update.
Oh, snap. I mean, this is probably just me just drunk Timming the fuck out of this, but
Yeah.
I just first thought is this can't be good.
For a drunk Tim Tinder update?
Yeah. Well, at least not for me.
Well,
I mean, it might be good for the listeners, but like, I don't know. We'll see. What you got, man?
okay. So I told you that without Big Paul here, there would be some technical difficulties. So I'm currently experiencing that. But here's some update music, or some, Drunk Tim Tinder update music. Like I said, we're experiencing technical difficulties because Big Paul ain't here. This is what happens when Big Paul's not here. I have to play stupid shit from my phone for us to have music.
I feel like it's like some Japanese music or something like.
Yeah, this is like whatever was already in my phone. I didn't download this. I don't want you to think I've even gone that far.
That's in your phone. Oh,
What's
that's
the
like
other one?
That sounds more like a drunk Tim update.
Yes.
Or Tinder update.
You can play this if you ever score.
No, this is the song that should have been playing after you said that you didn't close the deal all these fucking times.
This is kind of a sad, like, chance, yeah.
Wait a minute. It may not be that bad.
Right? There's a sliver of hope in this music. Oh, now I can't get to stop. I told you, without Big Paul here, we do not have our technical stuff down.
Big Paul sucks.
It happens, right?
Lame.
Life happens.
I know. Why's they gotta do that shit?
All right.
I mean, don't they realize we're doing shit?
All right, so Tinder update. Obviously, we're trying to get... Good God, what the hell? So we're trying to get... Ray, 26. No, we're trying to get Drunk Tim.
Fuck.
We're trying to get Drunk Tim laid. He's obviously attempting to go with some Cougars down to, we're guessing, Dallas, Fort
area.
Worth area. And he's going to apparently wear a cowboy hat. Oh, yeah, swipe right.
Well,
Sorry.
I told her, I was
Swipe
like,
right.
it has to
Swipe
be a
right.
black cowboy hat, not one of those fucking
No, yeah, you
straw
got to
hats.
George Strait that shit.
Right.
Okay. So, remember,
Brown.
if you remember last week, we decided we were going to go with a straightforward, I want to be on you with a few chicks, right?
Yeah, like a group text type of thing.
Well, as just an experiment for those listening or keeping up, that has not worked at all, except for with
Lush Lonnie.
Lush Lonnie is the only one that has responded to.
And continuous.
Yeah, and we've received no. I'm sorry. Oh my God. So Lush Lonnie has not responded at all.
In the last like couple weeks now.
Yeah, she's not. Remember, you got that
She's
one
done.
booty call. You got that one booty call at about 12:50, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. But since we didn't do that, I think Lush Lonnie might be out. So, but remember, hot Alicia with the cats. She said her cat's an asshole.
So are
She's
mine.
not responded. The dancer Veronica, I want to be on you. She hasn't responded. Big Kayla, I want to be on you. She's not responded.
So we have to have we need a new strategy.
I feel like we need a new strategy. You've got a couple of new likes, a couple of new likers. She's kind of cute. You got Amy. She's 37, and according to this, she's only 6 miles away.
Damn, she cute.
Yeah, kind of a short blonde.
What they like? They call it like a wedge cut. I think is
Yeah,
what they call it.
yeah, like a wedge cut. Looks like she's got a little blonde son. So,
Or at least she will.
so that was such a like, what is that? Like an evil George Bush laugh.
That's exactly what that was. That's awesome.
So what do we want to tell Amy?
That was great.
You just saw pictures of Amy. You matched with Amy.
Man, she looks like we're talking about the wedge cut chick. She looks like she's on farmersonly.com.
Oh, you know what's fair? Or what should be fair? We need to
Because she's got a picture of her that looks like it was kind of done professionally.
Oh, you know what? No, this is her fault. I was going to say we need to read her profile first and then take something from the profile, but she wrote nothing on her profile, so we're just going to have to wing it.
So we could totally be being catfished right now.
We could be. Oh, that would be amazing. What a great story.
You sick fuck! That would be catfish.
Yes! Wait a minute, you're not like your picture. Wait a minute,
You're a dude.
are your picture. Dang it.
You are a
I feel
dude.
like we debated that last. Now, okay, what do we tell this girl? Amy.
I want to suck a fart out of your ass like a bong hit and
He's typing it.
Are you really? Are you really typing that? Chance. I was just kidding. But
You don't want to say it?
no, I totally want to say that. No. I was just thinking of the first random thought that came into my head.
I totally want to suck a fart out your ass
And hold it in like a bong hit.
and hold it like a what?
A bong hit. Let's see if she's seen Good Luck Chuck.
This seems a little more direct than I want to be on you.
Oh, I thought you were typing that, and they were like, "What do you mean I want to be on you?"
And send. All right, so we'll see what Amy says to that. You might get banned from Tinder. I don't know.
What am I, Jose of Tinder?
Tilly has got a new picture, and it is of her ass.
Nice. Big fan of that. Unless it's like a really.
I want to dance with that thing. Should we
that-
say that?
Oh,
I want to.
really?
That's her profile pic.
Oh my God! Like, oh, so we've seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? And there's that scene where Roger Rabbit's like seeing this Jessica Rabbit chick, like in her like sexy red dress, and then like she turns around and her face is like a fucking witch or some shit.
Nice badunkadunk. It's in
Oh, no,
video.
it's a video.
It's a video with the badunkadunk.
Ooh,
This is Tilly.
Apple bottom. Well, no, that's nice, but like, what happens when her like face is exposed?
All right, so what do we respond with this?
Do you only like it from behind, or?
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
I like that.
All right.
Chance, that's good.
All right.
Mine was good. Yours is better.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. Dot, dot, dot.
That's fantastic.
Leave that open-ended. So we have now addressed Amy and Tilly. I will be shocked if the sucking the fart out of your ass like a bong hole or a hit or whatever, if that works
Bong
out.
hole.
Yeah, bong hole.
Soulmates.
You never know, man. You might hit the right freak and it might be on. So,
Or the right freak, and or just somebody who laughs at him. They're like, this guy's funny.
yeah, exactly. Now, otherwise, okay, Tinder-wise, we said nobody's responded to the other stuff. So, what's the Tinder update? The Tinder update is nothing has happened. So that's the Tinder update.
And we're changing our strategy now.
But we're changing our strategy. We've got a couple of things going on where this girl took the time to have somebody film her walking down the street with her ass shaking. I don't feel like we're crossing any sort of line by saying I like big butts, I cannot lie.
To me, it looked like that walk of hers.
Yeah.
It looked like it was like fucking New York City
Dude.
or some downtown area.
It may have been. It may have been. So we've got that going on. The other girl, that will be real interesting. I don't know how she'll respond to that, but that's a couple there that are interested and kind of new that we haven't talked to yet.
I have a feeling there's a bigger possibility on your idea with the I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Well, it actually goes with the video, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have a feeling that there's a bigger possibility of that reaping something.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I looked into for you is I was looking into, like, there's times where we're like, what do we say to these girls or how do we do this? I feel like I'm the blind leading the blind, honestly. I've just told you that I've got multiple moments here where I don't even close the deal with anybody. So I feel like, well, maybe I'm not the right person to try to help Drunk Tim close the deal in 2019. So what I've done some research for you, buddy. You don't know this, but I have found you an online coach, an online dating instructor.
Really?
I have. Now, he doesn't give his name. His company name is Alpha Male Strategies, okay? Alpha Male Strategies. He's based out of New York City, and he gives great advice, and I think he even charges people for advice and things. I was able to pull up just a video without being charged. So no money has been handed over, just to be clear. But his name is Alpha Male Strategies. You can find him on YouTube.
Well, because it would suck to like pay the money and then like it's shitty ass advice. Like, yeah, go take a dump on her face.
But this guy's got what I feel like is pretty darn good advice, and at the same time is pretty funny. Pretty funny to listen to as well.
All right.
So, of course, the video I pulled up specifically was how to text women. Okay?
This is almost like, it reminds me of like Kim Kardashian's selfie book that she took.
Yeah, it's how to text women. Sometimes you don't know what to say or shit doesn't come across right. It's hard to get, tone on a text.
I was just talking to Mary Lee's daughter about, she got a number from this really cute boy at the restaurant this morning or whatever. And I told her about the 3-day rule.
Yeah.
Because she was like, man, he hasn't texted me or anything like that. I'm like, you just met this guy.
Yeah.
I was like, don't you know about the 3-day rule? She's like, what's that? Because she's like 16 years old.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, you wait 3 days because you don't want to like do it too early and seem desperate or some shit like that.
This guy goes into this stuff. So without further ado, what I want to do is we're going to start with his opening, okay? Alpha Male Strategies.
What's up, fellas? So today we're here to break down the text game. And I know a lot of you guys been needing this text game and shit. I got a phone strategy video on YouTube, but this is a little bit different. And a lot of the young guys been asking me about the text game. I get that most women like to text now, really don't like to talk. I get that. That's the era we live in right now. We got that short attention span and shit like that. And it's easy for bitches to juggle 5 to 10 dudes. So for all you guys wondering like why women like to text and not talk on the phone, it's because so they can text back and forth between 10 fucking dudes. That's why a lot of you guys are running into that. Alright, they can't talk to 10 different dudes, but they can text 10 different dudes. Alright, that way they can get their attention from 10 guys at one fucking time. So guys, well, the text is the gift and the curse. The gift is you ain't gotta talk to those annoying ass bitches. Alright, you ain't gotta sit there and hear they fucking bullshit all the fucking day and shit like that.
Right.
So that's the gift. The curse is you don't build up that rapport, and so you more liable to get a flake. Alright, because
All right, so more liable to get a flake. And then he goes into, he talks about 2 different types of women. He talks about the high interest women that are interested in you, and the low interest women. Okay, so here we go. Almost lost my thing there. In this particular segment, he talks about fucking hoes and being on your purpose.
So the first thing you guys need to know is I categorize the women you text in 2 categories: high interest and low interest. All right, because you're gonna get 2 different reactions from each one of those groups. All right, guys. So first off the bat, the high interest girl, you take her out on Saturday or whatever the case may be, or let's say you got her number at the mall Saturday, she probably either text you that night or she gonna text you the next day. Alright, more than likely she gonna send an initial text, the real high interest girl. Alright, not all the times. Alright, but if her interest is crazy high, more than likely she send an initial text. And the thing with this is, guys, that first text you want to respond to in 3 to 4 hours. Now, here's the thing, guys. I've been saying this for the longest. I don't want you sitting at the house playing video games, looking at your fucking phone, talking about some AMS said text this bitch back in 3 to 4 hours. I tell you guys to be on your purpose, be dating other women, have a social life for abundance. So I want you to thoroughly be busy, really be busy. I don't want you to be bullshitting, all right? This is the thing where I tell you guys. I want you guys to live a social life of abundance, be on your fucking purpose, date other women, all right? It's more than just being on your purpose. I want you dating other women. I want you enjoying time with your friends. I want you fucking busy. I want all my guys out the fucking house feeling sorry for themselves and outside fucking these hoes to sleep and on their purpose, all right?
All right. So we get what he's saying so far. He wants you.
Adults like?
He wants
spend
you out
that
of the
much
fucking
time?
house, not playing video games, staring at your phone. He wants you to be on your purpose, which is fucking hoes. All right. This is what Alpha Male Strategy says. So far you got it right.
So like adults still go to the mall and pick up chicks? Like I thought that was a teenager thing.
Sometimes you just go. You got to shop. So he's just saying you just come across a girl.
You're going to fucking Lids or some shit like that. Or...
He does mention, I don't have this part, but he mentions that women have a natural abundance mindset. So and what that means is they have an abundance. Like if they're between a 7 and a 10, they're getting hit on all the time by dudes. If you're getting hit on all the time by dudes, you can be a lot more selective.
Yeah.
So
of course.
So that's why you've got to kind of that's why it's not fair or unfair, whatever you want to call it. That's why you got to build up some game. This is why he's trying to teach you, is because if you're getting hit on all the time, you don't really have to do any damn thing. I think he even says that at some point. You don't have to do any damn thing. You can just wait for them to all come to you. But you got to weed through the weeds too.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get a lot of dudes hitting on you that you're like, get away from me, right?
Yeah.
So they have the abundance mindset. We as guys usually don't. Women don't just keep constantly coming up to us going, oh my God, it just doesn't happen.
Please have
it's
sex with my pussy.
It's so flipped, So he does say never set a date on the initial text. And right here he's going to talk about your sexual market value. And
oh shit.
No, we won't. We won't talk about sexual market value. Sexual market value is it doesn't matter what he thinks of you or what another dude thinks of you, because you're not having sex with them. Your sexual market value is always determined by other females. So It doesn't matter if you work at McDonald's and you're living with your mom in the basement. If women find you attractive for whatever reason, then other women will see that and then also be attracted to you because that's your sexual market value. They don't sit there, they don't put out like a clipboard and start doing a list of, well, how much does he make? And usually that comes out later, but your sexual market value is just simply, I'm paying attention to how do other females react to this guy? Does he turn heads or does he not?
About the other. Well,
does he get attention?
I heard this story 20 years ago or so.
Yeah.
My dad, he was talking to a woman that he worked with, and they were talking about women wearing like the low cut shirts and like, it's kind of like, come on, man. Like, it's one thing that I really agree with. Then guys like check out their titties because they're like got them out for slopping and flopping and stuff.
Slopping and flopping.
And so Kennethy's like, don't look at
stop staring at mine. I'm a person. I'm not a piece of meat.
Yeah, but
two pieces of meat.
And so this older woman that he was talking to about
it's like a 2 for $5 deal, like at McDonald's.
It's kind of like, no, you can't have it both ways type of thing. You can't like be wearing provocative clothes and then get pissed off at a dude because he's looking. Yeah,
Yeah.
And so she said, it's not the guys that women are trying to impress with showing their bosoms and shit like that. It's the other chicks. Mm-hmm. It's like, look what I have.
Right. Yes, that's right. Now in this section, he talks about not getting butt hurt. Okay. What he's talking about is we talked about the high interest, the ladies with the high interest that are now texting you first, and he gave his response times and stuff like that. But now he's talking about low interest women and how that's why he's here. He's not here to teach you how to get with high interest women. He's here to teach you how to get with low interest women, women that see you as a 5. And he's saying, don't get into your feelings. Don't get butthurt if you come across a low interest woman. Look at it instead as a challenge.
Like the Humpty Dumpty.
So here we go.
Know how to improve my game to fuck them. I ain't need nobody. I ain't need to learn no damn game to learn how to fuck a girl that see me as a 9. Shit, I could be homeless on the fucking street and fuck that bitch. Alright? So I want you guys to know game to fuck these bitches before you go, well, I ain't fucking with no low interest bitches, man. I ain't got time for that. And what the fuck you need me to teach you how to fuck a girl that see you as a 9 or a 10? Man, you know how bad you gotta fuck up with a girl that see you as a 9 or a 10? That's what I'm here for. To teach you how to fuck these motherfuckers. Alright, so first thing you need to know, guys, is you ask her availability and shit like that when you make the text. She ain't gonna do no pursuing. Now here's the thing, guys. With this one right here, she sees you as low interest. So no double texting. No double texting. This is big with the low interest girl because you'll text her 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. This bitch will text you back the next day sometimes. Alright? Never double text. Now here's the thing, guys.
I don't know what that means.
As
Don't
soon as you
get
text, she
butthurt
has
off
to
a slow
initiate the next
response
time. You
on
don't
her
double
next day
initiate.
text. I'm telling you, it's gonna come. Alright? One thing I'm trying to get you guys over is to start getting butthurt because a girl don't got high enough interest where she just dropped down and start sucking your dick on the first date. Alright? I'm trying to get y'all guys over that bullshit where you butthurt because a girl ain't blowing your phone up and showing crazy high interest. Get over that bullshit. Alright? So this girl got lower interest. She might text you the next day. You butthurt. You mad. You don't want to respond. You want to block her number because she took the next day to call you. Little baby, you get a bill and wipe your tears and she took the next day to call you and she got no interest in me.
That sounds like my friend Chris.
12 hours to call my... You fucking bitch. Listen, the bottom line is this right here, guys. The woman has lower interest in you, so you somewhere at the bottom of the totem pole. Keep the fucking dates cheap. So you don't put your investment into her because there's a good chance that things just fizzle out. But the thing is, if you display high value techniques, you go out, you stay in your masculine frame, you own your purpose, which means that you're gonna be able to pass all her shit tests. One of the shit tests is double texting because she's gonna take her time responding to your text because for some reason, whatever the case may be, she doubts your value. I don't know why, but she doubts your value. Maybe it's something you said or did, but she kind of, or maybe you just don't do it for her physically. It don't really fucking matter, but she got low interest in you, and that's fine.
All right. So there's that part. Let's see. We said never set a date on the initial text. Let's see. Don't let her off the hook too easy. She don't want to ask you out.
Don't let her off the hook too easy. I don't know. Let's delve into that a little bit. Like, what does that mean exactly?
Don't let her off the hook as far as you initiating all the stuff. You know, make her
work for it.
Make her work for it. The one thing I didn't have on here, but is something he said is women don't fall in love with certainty. Women fall in love with uncertainty. As crazy as it sounds, they want uncertainty.
It's an adventure.
They want uncertainty in their lives. So that's why he's like, don't let her off the hook. They fall in love with uncertainty.
That's pretty good advice on the uncertainty.
And he's like, when you do text them, don't ask questions, don't make conversation, just make statements. Like, good afternoon, hey, have a good productive day, that type of thing. Not, how's your work day today? Or, nothing like that. None of that crap. Just
like you're basically trying to pretend like you're already together or your husband and wife or Well,
you just kind of put it out there. Hey, hey, have a good day or whatever, something like that, which is kind of like, but you're not like, oh my gosh, tell me about the blah, blah, blah. No, none of that bullshit.
Like, I like you. I care about you. Have a good day.
And now I know we've messed up here because he says, he says, don't initiate contact twice in a day ever. No emojis. No feminine text, no bullshit like that.
No emojis. That's interesting.
Yeah, he says, don't be a joke man on the text, which we have been. Hell, if anything, for the benefit of the show.
That's all I've got. I'm losing my hair. I'm fat. That's all I've got. people's heads are falling off.
All right, so now he's going to tell us a little bit about his Sunday piece of ass.
My Sunday piece of ass that comes over here now, on our first date, and that was before this was when I was, listening, this was, because I figured out a lot of strategies myself. So I would do what the other dating coaches say. I would kiss on the first date, and she'd go for the kiss on the first date. She kissed me like this on the first date.
Like a fish.
And now my dick in her mouth for an hour or two every fucking Sunday. Alright, so if I would have went by that kissing expression and not raising her interest, I would have said, oh, she got low interest because she kissed me like a fish. She kissed me literally like this. When I went to kiss her, when we walked out the pool hall, she kissed me like this. That's how she kissed me, alright?
That's funny he said pool hall because he was talking about
I knew I could raise her interest. I knew now my dick in her mouth for 1 or 2 hours every Sunday. Alright, I never initiate contact. She texts me all through the week, asking me constantly, when can I call her? Shit like this here. My dick is in her mouth, my balls in her mouth, every fucking Sunday. I stopped making her lick my ass because she's proved her loyalty to me. And she's very submissive to me or whatever. Okay, so I done upgrade her from ass licking status to now it's just ball sucking status. So she'll just stay there. And the bottom line is I'm saying like this, guys. This was a girl that obviously I didn't knock her socks off on the first date. Alright? But I knew how to raise her interest. You get what I'm saying? I had the game and the swag, and I was on my purpose. I knew how to raise her interest. And now my dick is in her mouth for 2 hours every day on Sunday.
Yeah, but you got to make her upgrade from ass-licking status to dick-sucking status, which is what he did with this girl.
Yeah.
And it worked out,
And he was talking about her licking his ass.
It's a happy ending, It's like it's like a Disney story.
It's like, I was about to say Cinderella or some shit.
So, and then here's just a real deep sociological thing about women that he says.
It gets to a point. So, like, say you texting back and forth with a girl that got high interest. After two or three times, slow down your response time. Go back to 3-4 hours. All right. After you initiate like 3 texts back and forth, slow down your response because now you finna start to seem too available. Alright, so slow down your response time. You gonna have to learn how to do this with the girls who got crazy high interest. Slow down your response time, or you can be too available, and you'll start seeing they texts gonna start getting shorter, or they gonna stop initiating contact because you lowered their interest because the bitches are stupid. Alright, on one hand, they want your attention, and then if you give them too much, they lose interest. Alright, the bitches are stupid. I told you guys that. They don't know what the fuck they want. Alright, They just fucking backwards as hell. Alright, guys.
All right, there we go. So they're backwards as hell. The bitches are stupid. I think that's pretty clear. Alpha Male Strategies, that's your online coach. He's going to help get you to the finish line. That's what I think. So we'll see. We'll see how if people like it. If they're listening and they think, yeah, we need to go with this type of these strategies. We need to go with this information and help Drunk Tim out.
This mentality, actually.
This mentality too, yeah. So it's pretty good. He's, it's pretty funny. Some of the things he says, like the ball and ass licking status and things like that.
He's very straightforward. He doesn't hold anything back.
No, he's pretty clear on his purpose. He's going out and getting as much as he can. That's it. That guy ain't looking for.
Well, hopefully, like his next video streaming stuff isn't like how to get rid of chlamydia.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So that's our Drunk Tim Tinder update, which pretty good. Now we've got a coach, Alpha Male Strategies, and see what he has to say next week. If people like it, if it's kind of dull or whatever, then maybe we can just quickly highlight it. But I definitely want to introduce that. Do you think he can help you?
Well, he on the clips that you just played. He had some good advice there, especially about, well, I was just talking about the 3-day rule and everything, and it's a lot of the same mentality and everything.
Yep, exactly. And so you are listening to Tits, brought to you in part by Whiskey Dicks. Whiskey Dicks, helping with your men's health solution. Still to come, we're going to talk about last week's NFL playoffs games. We won't dive too much into the Super Bowl because that'll be next Sunday's kind of special Super Bowl edition. Tits 10th Super Bowl, something like that.
Oh yeah, that's next Sunday.
So, but we'll talk about the last week's games. We've got a dwarf update, and of course, we'll talk some NBA basketball. But for
I think
right
I'm gonna
now,
try and get next Sunday night off.
Oh, do you normally work Sunday nights?
Yeah. But Super Bowl Sunday is like a holiday for me.
Well, and I can't imagine that your place would be that busy anyway on a Super Bowl Sunday that time at night. I know
Maybe
in
after the game.
the other places I've been, not that it matters now because we're closed, but in other places, Super Bowl Sunday is usually pretty. I mean, it's dead unless you're like a, like a specific sports bar. Like we went to Twin Peaks last week and watched the game. I mean, if you're something like that, maybe you're really busy, but otherwise, I don't think so.
That's right. Y'all went to Twin Peaks.
Yep.
I've got some regular customers that come in. They're cooks for that Twin Peaks. You're talking about over here off of MacArthur?
Yeah, that's where
the Walmart shopping center.
Yeah, when we talk some NFL, I'll mention that. We met up with Blair Smith. He's done the BS report here before, big Chiefs fan. He wasn't able to go to Arrowhead Stadium to see the game. They couldn't get tickets, so we met up at Twin Peaks. And we watched the game from there and had a good time. So
yeah, there might have been people that died trying to sell tickets or trying to hold on to their tickets without being killed.
Oh, I bet they were crazy. But right now, I want to talk to you. Our sponsors, our new sponsors, Whiskey Dicks. For the longest time, Viagra was the only solution for erectile dysfunction. Now there's a new name in men's health. They're being called the Google of penis products. They've hired the top doctors, pharmacists, and devoted their careers to the science PPs. This right? So, just so you know.
What are we in kindergarten now?
Now, this is serious science for your junk. Whiskey Dicks is releasing a series of products. This is not just one pill. Viagra keeps your penis erect for hours. You've heard that, right?
Yeah, hopefully not over 4 hours.
Now, who are we trying to impress? I mean, that's just inconvenient. What are you going to do for the other hour and 55 minutes? That's why Whiskey Dicks gives you the choice. You can keep Mr. Happy at attention for under 10 minutes with Dickie's Quickie or the DQ10 pill. If you do intend to have a series of hookers over, you might opt for the grower, not a shower pill, or the GS60. If you're trying for some kind of state record, you might opt for the This Is Permanent or the TS180. Just a couple of other things. They also have a Lazarus pill. It's...
Please tell me more about this Lazarus pill.
Well, if your dick's been dead for a while,
like mine,
this pill will resurrect your dick. It's the Lazarus pill.
Oh shit! I wonder if that's what Ra's al Ghul uses.
Yeah.
Batman reference.
And we'll talk some more about Whiskey Dicks in weeks to come because they've got other products. Some of them are bionic, but Whiskey Dicks, they're committed to men's health. All right. Consult your doctor if your erection is maintained for more than 9 hours.
9 hours.
Or if your testicles become severely bloated. Do not use if pregnant and or work for the Catholic Church. Consult the doctor if any of the following side effects occur: skin irritation, diarrhea, hallucinations, thoughts of suicide, thoughts of bestiality, headache, blue-colored semen, hiccups, numbness, coma, constipation, and death. Yeah, contact your doctor if you see death. Whiskey Dicks is not liable for injury or death as a result of using this product, not FDA approved. Please consult a doctor before using. The slogan they've been toying with is 99 problems, but a dick ain't one. Whiskey Dicks. Put your dick in good hands.
Well, I always thought that my hands were the best place for it, but
yeah, but that's a new sponsor, Whiskey Dicks. So thankful.
we couldn't do it without them.
We're moving up in the world, man. We are starting to get sponsorships. We're getting people left and right that want to, that's the big thing right now with all the stuff out there. You've got the different companies. You don't even have to go see a doctor anymore. You can, they advise it, but you can now go online and get like basically generic type of pills and different things, which I don't know. That sounds a little sketchy, but
I don't know if it was just me, but didn't one of those pills sounded like a certain type of Terminator? The TS.
Yes, the TS 180 or something like that.
That sounded like a specific brand of Terminator.
Here I'm coming, baby. Boom, 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 boom.
Come with me. No, come with me if you want to get hard.
That Lazarus pill sounds like it'll work for you.
Well, as far as yeah. My junk is working. Like I test it every day just to make sure.
Right.
My dick's allergic to my hand.
Right.
It breaks out and cum every time it comes near it.
There it is. All right. So now let's talk recap, I guess, of last week's NFL games, starting with the debacle down in New Orleans. You've got the crazy, just the crazy non-call.
No flag gate.
So, and you've even to the point where you've got an attorney down from New Orleans that's wanting to sue the NFL and the officiating and all that kind of stuff. You've got
the fans going nuts. Off.
And I feel like I play both sides on this. I feel like officiating, although if we're being honest, it does more times than we may want to admit. Officiating should not determine the outcomes of games.
Yeah.
It should. It's just there.
It should protect the outcome of the game.
The game should be the product. We shouldn't be talking about the officiating.
Best team win, best man win, all that kind of shit.
When you have something that blatant, that might be. What do you think? You think that might be the worst call or non-call in the history of football?
I'm not gonna say that, but it's definitely one of the top 5 because you're talking about football. Let's talk about some OU Oregon shit.
Yeah, we got that going for us.
Where the onside kick that Oregon was doing, the ball didn't go 10 yards; it went like 8 yards.
Yeah.
And OU didn't touch it. And and then like everyone, there was a fight for the ball, and then like there was a dog pile, and then an OU player comes up with the ball. It's like, I've got the ball, and they're like, Oregon ball. And you're like, no, red, not green or yellow.
Right.
Like, no,
not neon.
I'm the one that's got the fucking ball. And so then they replay it, and then like over and over and over, like one of the longest replay times I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And and the commentators are just like, oh yeah, it's clear it does not even go 10 yards. And then the commentators are like, and on top of that, an OU player comes up with the ball.
Yeah.
And so the ruling on the field is Oregon ball. So yeah, this is obviously will be overturned. After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Oregon ball, first down. And then, of course, they march down the field, score a touchdown, win the game. And then we've come to find out that 2 of those 3 referees that were involved were from Eugene, Oregon, which is where the University of Oregon is.
Right. Yeah.
And they were University of Oregon alumnus.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was pretty obvious. Bad call there. And then last week's was just real obvious. The NFL has to come out and awkwardly find the player that made the hit. If you listened to the opening, you heard the ridiculous amount, the $26,000 whatever dollars, for a helmet-to-helmet contact, which is like another. It's not even necessarily like you've got multiple issues here. You've got the pass interference. You have a personal foul. You have a helmet-to-helmet contact thing that can be thrown. All of which, of course, are being missed.
It seems like to me, if I'm the NFL and this is already an uproar, or maybe this was before the uproar, or what? The uproar started immediately.
Yeah.
But especially like whenever the replay came over their whatever. But to me, if I'm the NFL, and obviously like public opinion and like the way that you look and everything, if I'm the NFL, I'm not gonna find this motherfucker just so that way it doesn't put more light on it. Like, let's move on. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. Well, I will play both sides on this. You've got what obviously happened and what should be. Yeah. The thing is, they're suing for the opportunity to replay the moment, but which you just can't do it. It's just not even a feasible. It's not. That's based all out of emotion. You cannot. You open up that slippery slope of, you made a bad call, let's replay that moment or replay that game. Man.
Well, they were saying, I think the petition I saw, like they were wanting to not replay the game, but the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, but come on. We really can't open up that can of worms, can we?
No,
hell no. So we can't even take that serious. And
because there's the momentum of the game, and you can't just start fresh with like momentum at the last 2 minutes of a fucking game,
right? And not only
and
that,
say
but
yes, this determines who wins this game.
You open the door for calls or missed calls that are not even that obvious, and then people petition for that now because they're like, well, based on
they got that to happen.
Homeboy versus NFL, we can now do this too. And it's like, well, let's replay that moment. And it's a slippery slope that's just, there's no way in hell you can go down that path. What's done is done. I mean, it's just one of those unfortunate things. You just got to tell the Saints or the fans, it's like, that really sucks. But, and you know what?
Well, so here's what I would say, at least, because you're right. We don't want to go down that road.
Right.
So, obviously, done. The referee who was going to throw the flag, but the umpire who is the leader of the referee team, right?
Yeah.
He waves him off from throwing it.
Yeah.
Well, which is so weird to me because there's, a decent amount of times where a referee or whatever, umpire, line judge, they'll throw a flag.
Yeah, typically
they'll come together.
Yeah, typically,
and
you
like,
have the freedom to
there
throw
is
it,
no
and then
foul.
we discuss it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there is no foul for pass interference.
So to wave a guy off seems like that's a weird deal, and it looks, it looks very sketchy.
Fucking mafia shit.
Right. But I will contend on the other side that, look, I know the Saints and the fans are bitching, and I do, and hey, I'm glad I won $100, but but here's the thing.
Jose lost a lot of money to Bud, by the way.
I haven't collected yet. That's a touchy subject. I haven't gone there much.
This might be a reason why Jose owes Bud $400 because of that weekend.
Oh, okay, that would be why then. My 100 is a little bit, yeah.
Because Jose lost the first bet for like $200.
Ouch.
And then he said, all right, double or nothing. And lost again.
Crap.
Bud goes, man, your brother Chance, he's like way better at betting and shit than Jose. Jose's an idiot. I was like, well, that doesn't really surprise me to hear someone say.
Yeah, if I am actually willing to put money on the line, I usually try to make sure I've got
your
odds in my favor. Yeah. So I will play the other side. Look, the Saints got up 13-0 on this team. They even had the opportunity to go up and get them by the jugular and go up by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, 20-0 or whatever.
They screwed up that opportunity, and then they let the Rams kind of come back. Right?
They scored like a field goal right before halftime.
They scored the touchdown, 3. And then it's 13-10. Now you've allowed the Rams, who you've been kicking their ass this whole time, you've allowed them to go in. You've allowed them to go into halftime, and you're only up by 3. Team
13-0 is not really kicking their ass, but
it was, and they were up. That's what I'm saying, Tim. They were up 13-0 and about to go up 20 to nothing.
That would have been ass kicking.
But they screwed it up. You go up 3 touchdowns in that game's over.
Yeah.
But
Especially at home.
But they screwed it up. The Rams they kick the field goal. Then they get the touchdown. They go into halftime, only down 3, 13-10. Momentum's everything. The Saints, the Rams players can't even hear because the crowd is so loud.
Yeah, they had to practice for that.
So
shit.
they went through all the adversity. You had Goff freaking out at times at the line of scrimmage, couldn't hear, and then they go into the locker room after getting their asses handed to them. They're only down by 3. You know momentum. You know how it goes. It's like we're gonna go into the second half and win this game.
Especially football and basketball. Yeah.
And that's what happened. The Saints made mistakes. Drew Brees, he threw an interception. He missed. Drew Brees was not great. I think we're
one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time.
physically. We're beginning to see Drew Brees go down. Father Time is taking its toll right now
He's
on Drew Brees.
38, 39, or
40.
Is he 40?
Yeah, because that would have been the noteworthy thing if the Saints and the Patriots were in. Is you got 2 quarterbacks 40 years
40.
In the Super Bowl.
One pick though, the receiver, he should have caught it, and then it landed in the lap of the Rams.
Right in the lap. Yeah.
That was I
was
saw
crazy.
that.
So
was
the Rams,
nuts.
you got to give the Rams some credit because they dealt with a ton of adversity. They came back, and when they needed to make the kicks, they made their kicks.
Those Saints fans are nuts.
They made their
dude.
throws. The Saints defense was doing a great job on them, but they kept plugging away. They kept coming at it. Cheeseburger Anderson was getting some yards. He didn't rush for a great amount. Gurley, that's the weird mystery of the game.
They only
Todd
gave
Gurley,
him 10 carries or some
he
shit.
barely played. They finally threw him a bone and gave him the touchdown run at the goal line. But otherwise, Gurley was a non-factor.
I think I had heard he only got 10 carries or some crazy shit like that, right?
Yeah, it was nothing. And
But-
they hardly threw to him out of the backfield, which is normally what they do.
Because he's a dual threat.
Oh,
running
yeah.
back.
Yeah, it was odd. It was really odd. So something's
Well-
there that we don't know about. They're
Well-
not letting us in on.
Well, Cheeseburger Anderson, he had such a great game the week before.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just oh yeah, we'll just ride it through him right now.
His story's got to be interesting. I believe they pulled him in he was off the street. He played for Denver before, but
And
he
he had a
wasn't with a
good-
team. He was I don't know if he was on the couch, but they're hey,
Free
come
agent.
play for us and help out with carries with Todd Gurley. So here he's okay. Well, look what I've been doing in the offseason. Damn, dude.
Let me put this cheeseburger down while
Yeah, you're huge. And he comes out and runs like this and helps him get to a Super Bowl. It's a pretty interesting story, I feel like.
I was rooting for him.
I felt like the guy was
week
done with the
before.
NFL, and
That
now
was
he's
pretty
back
cool.
and potentially on a team that could, who knows, right?
Run. He was running like Jerome Bettis and shit.
Yeah. So there's
Except
that
faster.
game that's marked more in officiating error than it is how good of a game it was. Both games go into overtime, which has never been done on a championship Sunday before.
And then, of course,
2
first
road
time-
teams win.
Yeah, first time ever the home teams both lose in both championship games.
Yeah. Now the other game. This hurts, I know. Patriots and Chiefs. Patriots win 37-31 in overtime.
Chiefs get robbed on that fucking muffed punt return that the Chiefs picked up, ran it in for a touchdown.
They reviewed that for a
They
while.
reviewed
We're
that.
all
That's the right call.
But no. If you look at it, you can see his thumb being bent back a little bit.
You thought of his thumb?
Oh, I know it did. You
Here's
can
the problem.
see,
Here's the problem with
the
watching this
trajectory.
game at Twin Peaks and it's loud on our side. The problem is we can obviously watch it and see it. And one of the people that got credit for the weekend the most was Tony Romo calling plays before they were even going on.
Yeah.
Tony Romo was getting all sorts of credit. The problem is I didn't know it until I read it later on because
Romo's really good.
they don't have the volume up on the game. You don't hear what's being said.
Do they not even have the closed caption thing on?
No,
or-
they don't even have closed caption on.
He
You're
got
just
sh-
watching it.
He got shit on social media. They were saying,
Really?
Why didn't he do that when he was playing?
Because he's not the coach.
No. If he knows what the defense is going to do, and
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, people don't why do I have to keep telling people Tony Romo has the best quarterback rating of all time with the Cowboys franchise? We're talking fucking Troy Aikman, who won 3 Super Bowls. We're talking about
that's the problem. No Super Bowls.
The playoff wins.
Yeah.
Hell, forget
Nothing,
Super Bowl.
nothing.
Yeah, he had, I think, one. Didn't he have
No.
one playoff win?
No.
Not even one?
No. The big thing was the one against Seattle where fucking dickhead Parcells, even though he won the starting job, you know, because usually you have your second string quarterback holding for the kicker.
Yeah.
Which, anyways, but he still like made him, like he already paid his dues, but he's still making him fucking hold for the kicker.
Yeah.
And so the Seattle game, yeah.
Chiefs Patriots game was interesting. It was a tale of two halves, which it kind of was when they played in the regular season too. But the game plan was, and it was pretty sound. The Patriots were basically like, we're going to power run the ball on you. We don't believe your defense can stop our power running game. It's going to quiet the crowd, and we're going to burn up a booty ton of clock. And it worked. It worked
pace of the game.
effectively. I mean, like
Sony
Sony Michel.
strategy.
Sony Michel. Think
Right?
about that. Sony Michel carries the ball 29 times.
Whoever the fuck he is.
He's a guy from Georgia. He's a rookie running back. He was from Georgia that beat OU in the playoff.
Did he back up Gurley?
No, they didn't play with Gurley. It was him. Remember, it's Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. It was a two-headed
Chubb,
monster.
okay, yeah.
They both ran for over 100 yards against OU in that game. But Sony Michel, 29 carries, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Patriots don't usually run with one guy 29 times. I know that just from doing way too much research in fantasy football. You usually don't take the Patriots running back unless they throw the ball to him a lot. So that's the only reason why a Patriots running back would be valuable.
And they don't have Blunt or whoever anymore.
Right. So Sony Michel getting the ball 29 carries in a game.
I wonder when the last time the Patriots had someone that carried
Very-
for 25.
Very intentional plan, and it obviously worked. It silenced the crowd who was just rabid. You get all the time of possession in the world. The offense cannot get into a rhythm until the second half. They finally got into a rhythm. Brady wasn't even necessarily great. He's 30 of 46, 348 yards. He throws a touchdown, but he also throws 2 picks. If I would have told you that Brady was going to throw a touchdown and 2 picks in the game, I would have said, I think the Chiefs
They
are going to
lost
win that game. But that's not how it worked out because the Chiefs absolutely could not stop the run, especially when it counted. How annoying was
And we're
it? It was
talking
just
about
short run,
fucking-
short run. Like,
We're
damn
talking
it.
about Pro Bowler D Ford, and I don't know if Houston is, but he's been in the Pro Bowl like 3-4 times or something. Like great cogs in the run stopping machine that they have or had.
Just a great coaching job.
It was a great coaching job.
strategy.
It was a great game. Mahomes comes out in the second half and really starts lighting it up and shows you this is a legit offense. This is a real deal.
Fucking
and
MVP, baby.
He was
MVP.
dealing with adversity. The offense was really. It was one of those things where if the defense can get a stop or two, that's a Kansas City Chiefs victory in regular time. And we're talking about the rise of potentially a new dynasty in the AFC or in the NFL. But instead, we get the loss, and we're like, well, maybe next year.
The defensive coordinator.
And they did. They outed the defensive coordinator, and they're eyeing a new guy.
I'm so tired of being a Chiefs fan. They break my heart constantly.
It was a great game. The officiating's talked about in this game as well. You have you've got the grays of Tom Brady's face mask. By the letter of the law, it is a foul on the quarterback. But of course, Chiefs fans are like, "Damn it, you can't even touch him." But his hand reaches over and just grazes the face mask, and it's like, well, that's a roughing the passer. Even though, as a football fan, you're watching, going, "He ain't roughed. That damn pussy," just.
Yeah, old school football fans. Yeah.
But you're technically, by the letter of the law, touching the face, the helmet, or the face mask.
Yeah, you can't
head.
You can't do any actions toward the head or lower legs.
And
like
so
under the knees.
that's going to get called. You have D Ford, who gets called for that was the big part of the game. He lines up just a few inches off sides. They call it that crucial moment.
Yeah, they picked the ball off.
Yeah.
Like the game was over.
It was going to be over.
If D Ford wasn't just slightly in the neutral zone.
Yeah, and so he felt pretty bad, but he said he talked to Andy Reid about it. He said like 4 inches. He's like, man, I feel bad that I lined up 4 inches off and cost us the game. And Andy Reid told him, we were all 4 inches off of the game today. You know,
nice.
Meaning we all did things that caused us to be 4 inches off.
Yeah, it's like
and
you
lose
said,
the
they
game.
couldn't stop the fucking run.
Right.
So it's not just this one play that lost you the game.
Right.
It's the whole fucking game of
He's
not
part
being
of
able to
the
stop
team.
the
The
damn
team
run.
was off.
Yeah, so it was a pretty cool response.
Well, yeah,
Andy
football is
Reid's
the ultimate team game.
Andy Reid's pretty classy. Good guy. Good coach.
Love Andy Reid.
So that's our, that's last week's recap. That's our 2 teams. We've got, obviously, the Los Angeles Rams facing off with the New England Patriots.
And what's the line?
Down in Atlanta, Georgia, the new State Farm Dome, the $1.5 billion dome they built.
Oh, shit. That's the Atlanta Falcons shit?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
fuck. I guess I didn't even know that they were rebuilding it.
Yeah, that's why they have it. That's why they got us.
They're talking about the Chargers and Rams stadium that's about to be built. They said they were talking about. They're like, I think it was Troy Aikman or whatever, who I think is the greatest football commentator I've ever heard in my life. But he was like, yeah, like I thought that like that was the pinnacle when Jerry's World opened up, and like how luxurious and nice and everything it is. But he's like, yeah, this L.A. stadium. It's going to be gorgeous.
They're all going to try to one-up each other. That's the name of the game.
Fucking Seattle did it.
Yeah.
Minnesota did it.
Yeah, it's gonna continue on.
Cardinals
just
did
like
it.
Minnesota did it. They got a Super Bowl there. Atlanta got theirs, so now they get a Super Bowl there. You get
It's
the
like
nicer
Maps-
facility.
Fucking
Yeah.
Maps project.
Yeah, you get the nicer facility. You want to have the Super Bowl there, so it makes sense.
Yeah, bring in the revenue to your local economy.
Right. So, I don't know if I talked about this last week, but for the Super Bowl, they petitioned in Atlanta. All the strip clubs petitioned. They would need to be allowed to be open on Sunday. I guess they're closed
Oh shit.
on Sunday
In Atlanta?
in Atlanta. Isn't that weird?
A big city like that?
Yeah, that kind of really does surprise me. Actually, they're not even closed here.
Atlanta's huge.
We're like in the daggone Bible Belt. They're open today.
Atlanta's got one of the largest
Matter of fact, I'm
airports
just gonna
in
go.
the country.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go straight there from
large-
here. I think I'm just gonna
Huh?
go.
The busiest in the world.
You think the strip
In the
club over
world?
here is open? I'm just gonna walk over there after the show.
Oh, no, strip clubs are open on Sundays here.
Yeah.
I've been to them.
Well, apparently they're not there, but they petitioned to
Like
be
they're
open.
in the Bible Belt or some shit.
I guess, and so they got the allowance. That's not the word I'm
okay?
thinking of. They got
The
the
okay.
okay. They got the okay from the city, of course, because there's going to be dancers now that come in from all over and
Make
they've got to
that
pay
money.
a certain fee charge that
Cover
goes
charge.
to the city and all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
And the dancers will still make their money,
Oh
too.
my goodness! Yeah.
Like no one's business.
Yeah. Atlanta's going to be.
It's a
packed.
party in the USA.
But yeah, so we won't delve too much into the Super Bowl because, like I said, we're going to do a full preview and do our thing next week. Already got things swimming in my head as far as what we could do for a Super Bowl preview.
And I'm going to have to, what I probably should do, that's probably my safe play, my best idea is to switch my Sunday with somebody. It's going to have to be, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I just need to switch days because I want to have that entire night off
Yeah,
where I don't have to worry about
it's a
going
good
to
idea.
work.
Good plan. We can watch it together. Is that too crazy an idea?
Oh, no, of course not.
So-
You're not talking about, like, away from the show, right?
Yeah, we won't be doing the show live during the Super Bowl.
Oh, Super Bowl is like, what, 6, 7 o'clock?
Yeah, just watch the Super Bowl together.
Well, and the pregame starts like 6, 7, 8 hours before the game.
If we can go to this hotel over here and hit up a few, we might even have some friends that can watch it with us. What do you think?
Well, that's not random at all.
I'm kidding. I'm just throwing crazy stuff out there.
Okay.
No, but yeah. So next week Super Bowl, we'll have our Super Bowl update but our pregame, just like everybody else, all day it's Super Bowl. You even got the Puppy Bowl and all the other crap I've seen.
And we will be pre-gaming.
Oh, yeah,
with-
we'll definitely
with
be
beer.
having our typical Tecates. So next week is going to be a fantastic week. We're going to preview the Super Bowl and all that good stuff. And let's see. So you are listening to Tits, brought to you in part by Jaeger. We help you make poor decisions. Coming up, We're going to talk some Thunder basketball. We're going to talk some Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And, of course, we've got to do Dirty Dictionary. But right now...
The Jaeger thing, like, Jose, man, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Jose really fucked you up on that shit.
Yes. But right now, as much as I don't want to talk about it, and I don't have update music, you heard my music earlier, so it's time for a dwarf update. So, you ready for this?
Yeah, I am. I just, I already kind of know how it's going to be, but that's why I've gotten my depressed voice on right now.
And if anybody's hanging on the seat of their chairs right now on what kind of response on the Tinder so far, no response to what we've said so far. I like big butts and I cannot lie, or I want to suck farts out of your ass like a bong hit. All right, so no responses so far. If I get a response from those, I will immediately update that, of course. But right now it is time, in fact, for a dwarf update. See, Big Ball's not here. We got to do our own music.
That's all I could. That's the best I could do. Oh, yeah, like SOS or some shit.
Yeah, no, I'm stealing that from Robin Williams and Good Morning Vietnam. Oh, here we got a newswire. This just in. All right, so
nice.
This week I talked to the dwarf. Who's now Irish. And
I think that was Greek.
Maybe it is.
This sounded more Greek.
That is perfect.
Fucking Snow White.
It ain't no trick to get rich quick.
That's beautiful. Those are the dwarfs. So I talked to the dwarf about her house. The house the house has arrived, but the dwarf update is the house is not at the place she initially said it was going to.
Oh God.
I didn't know who the person was before. She told me the vicinity up north off of Council, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Mr. Del Fuego.
Yeah.
Like, what's it like being a musical instrument?
I don't know.
Because, like, you're looking a lot like a fiddle right now.
Like I'm getting played?
Yeah.
So, it was her aunt's house, I find out. It was her aunt's house that it was supposed to go to. But it is not there. It is, in fact, kind of cute.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
We check. Glasses?
Yeah. So,
Or Big Tits McGee behind her.
Hey, McGee, you know, with the right amount of Tecatis, might do McGee. So,
Get the drunk goggles on.
do McGee. Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, that's, oh dear.
Janis Joplin.
Okay. So, the kit from Amazon, the tiny house kit, is at her friend's house, which is, unfortunately, much closer to where we live. So
wait a minute. You said this is at a friend's house.
Friend's house.
Who was the first person? Was that not her friend or was that a family member?
It was her aunt. It was a family member.
Oh.
Who doesn't want her living with them.
Yeah, quote unquote.
So that's a sign, right? So the friend is going
there
to
hasn't
allow.
been a ton before this.
So the friend is going to allow her to build this in her backyard, and I think she's like literally less than a mile away from our house. I don't know exactly where this friend lives, but I have a vicinity area idea.
What did she say to give you that impression that it was nearby?
Well, because she has watched this friend's kids before, and she is like, hey, I'm going to take these kids back to my friend, and she was like back in like no time flat.
Well, she had the kids at your house?
Yeah, she watches kids sometimes for money. Not all the time, just very, very every once in a while.
At your house?
Yeah.
Was she like feeding the kids your food?
I don't buy food for my house because of that. I don't buy food for my house. I always eat out, which is not a great strategy if you're saving money. But at the same time,
As long as
I'm
she's
hardly
not
ever
getting
home.
As long as she's
so-
not getting it, that's to me.
Exactly. I'm not feeding her, and I'm not feeding whatever else she decides to bring in there, which is a lot of different people I don't know, but whatever.
Fucking dudes wanting to wash your windshields for money or like edge your lawn with your own weed eater.
With my own, I'm trying to feed the weed eater. Well, you look like
gotta
you're
feed-
doing a great job.
Gotta feed all the weed eaters.
You know, he never edged my damn yard. I'm a little bit pissed.
What did he get out of the deal? Oh, a fucking ride home.
A ride home. That's what he got.
He didn't give
For
you
10
money.
bucks.
Or,
10 bucks.
Oh, that's right. He gave you $10.
So she's planning on this friend of hers that was going to help her build it. The guy that's out of town is going to be back this week. They're going to begin construction on this house this week.
And
she was telling me,
begin this construction.
I asked the
on
question
a house
of
that's small, less than half the size of this room.
I did ask the question, obviously things didn't go well with your aunt. What if things go bad with the friend? Well, she has a solution. She's working on placing the house on a trailer. That way, the house can be moved, if need be, somewhere else.
By what vehicle?
You know, I never asked the extra question. I don't know. Not gonna be her car. That car
What
can't
is she
pull a
gonna
thing.
like fucking like put it on her back and drag the trailer to the next place?
No shit. She talked about there's a contraption she thought about buying that you hook it up to a bicycle.
She really said this? She really said this?
She did. I'm not making this up.
Oh God. That's for another type of little trailer thing, not a metal and wooden fucking.
She's like, I don't know how sturdy it is though. If it can be pulled by a bicycle, it is not sturdy. If it can be pulled by your leg power, then Oklahoma winds can blow it off to Kansas.
God. She is fucking reaching for everything that can come into her brain.
Yeah.
To like say stuff to you to where like after the conversation was done, I guarantee you, she's like, "Woo, man, that was exhausting."
If Big Paul's listening right now, I can hear him yelling at whatever he's listening to this
Whatever
from.
device.
Like, whatever device. I'm sure he's got questions at this point, and he's pissed he's not here to ask those
That's
questions.
what you get for not being here.
I can hear him now yelling at whatever the contraption is, or yelling at me through the contraption. But that's what makes it interesting, I guess.
And or he's probably like trying to Google like fucking trailers or trailer hitches that can be pulled by a bicycle.
Yeah, and please Google that. I'd like to see. You know, I didn't bother to research this, but
There's no way that this is a real thing.
Because I'm like, okay, you want that tiny of a house that you can pull it with a bicycle? Anyway.
Trailer hitches that are able to be pulled by a bicycle.
It'll be like the tiny one with the kids that you throw the kids in. But not that you can make for your house.
Well, you know, they got the little thing where you can either put like, well, that's like for luggage and shit.
Yeah. So she's going to begin construction.
Now, that's a tiny house. Like if you built a tiny house on that little thing.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
How big
That's
is your
all in
house?
one.
It's 4 feet long.
The house she has got will have a loft. It'll have the whole, you know, the typical tiny house stuff. I didn't get square footage out
Well, because
from
that's
her.
like this trailer, like here, like it's a regular trailer that's supposed to be pulled by a pickup truck.
Yeah.
It's, you know, metal frame and wood.
That's a hell of a workout. Now, this girl is not fit, so I don't know, you know, this girl's not anywhere near fit. No, that's not even an option. That's not going to happen. But she has the kit of the real house that would have to be pulled up by an actual trailer. Anyway, so I don't know.
Oh, shit, that's kind of interesting. All right, well, that's kind of close. Rambo bike canoe / kayak trailer.
Oh, I want to see
for
that.
a bicycle.
For a bicycle.
You can
pull a kayak to the lake
or a
on
canoe,
your bicycle.
or a canoe.
That's pretty cool. Talk about being fit. Like, I'm going to go ride my bike and take it into the water, and then I'm going to travel on the water.
It looks like you need a Rambo bike to be able to do that. 'Cause, like, look at the fucking tires on that bicycle. Like, they're fucking fat.
Yeah. Rambo bike, huh?
like this. I'm sure those bikes are probably like fucking $2,000 or something.
Just you versus the world, man. You're Rambo. Force of Freedom.
You're fucking Rambo.
First Blood.
Man, I was talking.
Vietnam.
I was fucking talking about Stallone at work today. I was telling some people because they didn't know that Stallone got his start in porn.
Yeah. You know, Rambo, really way out of nowhere, we're talking about Rambo. Rambo was ahead of its time. I mean, I'm not even making a joke here. Like, I feel like Rambo was you know, like, because people used to actually, I mean, that's what the movie's kind of about, is the people are kind of treating the military that come home from the war like crap, right? And
which that we do.
And
like, they can't get jobs and shit.
Well, the whole thing, like calling them baby killers and like doing the whole thing, right? Well, but
they're
Rambo,
just following orders.
But Rambo was kind of ahead of its time because that movie addresses that in this adventurous and a entertaining way, of course. But it's addressing the way that we treat veterans back from the war, and now we've flipped over to the other end of the spectrum, you know, where we treat military fantastic, like
military discounts,
service. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like Rambo.
People buying their checks and stuff.
Rambo was ahead of its day on all of that because back then it's like military, whatever. You know?
You were Nam? Who gives a shit? Fucking baby killer.
That's how it was. So for Stallone and Rambo and all that to be done and stuff, I feel like it was a kind of a pioneering, like ahead of its time type of movie.
I think I might have watched like the first one all the way through when I was a kid, maybe.
Yeah.
But Adam, my friend, well, you know Adam, he's a big fan of those movies, and
they start really getting ridiculous. Rambo 1 is really good, the story. 2, and then it just starts getting
ridiculous.
Yeah, the roller coaster ride up of ridiculousness. Rambo 3 is just, it's just pure.
Well, he had me watch, because I know he had me watch the, I think the name of the movie was just Rambo or whatever. Is the one that Sylvester, it was like the fourth one or fifth
when he was like in his 50s or something? Or
yeah,
60s?
Yeah, and he directed the movie.
Right.
And that was really good. Like, they go to, like, Cambodia or some real
that's right.
place.
I never saw that one, but I heard about it.
It's really good.
It got good reviews, I believe. So.
And, like, I went into it like, man, this is going to suck. The fucking porn star is fucking directing this movie.
Right.
That he's starring in.
Hey, you got to live from somewhere, you know.
You got to make sure the lighting's good.
Yeah, stick it in there. All right, now first... Oh, you gotta open your mouth.
You know, it's like a terrible impression, but it's a terrible impression, but it's so worth it.
Oh, there's gonna be a Rambo 5 Last Blood this year.
Like Rambo Last Blood, this time we're
dies.
for real.
This time he dies. That would be the literal Last Blood, right? I was in World War I. Dead. I bet he get. You know what? Here's how Rambo should go out. Rambo's fought all these guys. Rambo's killed all these dudes. Rambo's, the badass. I bet you Rambo dies in an on-cue parking lot. Like those motherfuckers. Have you ever been in an on-cue parking lot? My God, people drive crazy through a bar. Here you create this gas station that's as big as a freaking amusement park.
It's got fucking 20 gas pumps.
And people drive through there like ass. I mean, they just drive like ass in this parking lot.
Especially 39th and Rockwell.
I could see Rambo getting gas, walking towards to like, yeah, I gotta get my protein shake, and then BAM! Get hit by a fucking minivan. Because they didn't have the backup camera or something in their damn car. Or the kids were like, mommy. I see Rambo going out like that. And then the military has to make up a fake reason why he died, because dying in an on-cue parking lot just ain't cool.
Yeah, he died on a test of the military grade weapons that we
friendly fire, or not, maybe not even friendly fire, but just
training exercise.
That's what I was trying to look at.
This explosive device thing, and what was his last words?
So they put that on his like tombstone or something. Hey.
It's gonna be a Western.
You gotta
What
ask
the
yourself
hell?
one question.
It's a Western.
Is it a joke?
No. That's
That
first-
sounds
first
Rambo
pic-
in a Western.
The first picture.
Sylvester Stallone shared
No,
a
that's
new
fake
photo
news.
from Rambo 5, and he plans on releasing more in hopes we will follow the story.
That's fake news.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That can be. Like he's trying to John Wayne the shit out of, or not John Wayne, Clint Eastwood or some shit.
Yeah. Forget that. Good night.
Here's Rambo with a time machine.
So that's my dwarf update. Somehow we got over to Rambo.
That's crazy. It's almost like exactly what I expected.
Yeah. More of the same. Nothing happening.
Fucking cowboy hat.
Supposedly
Yeah, that's
it's gonna
Photoshop, like a motherfucker.
building is supposed to begin this week.
So how many days past the deadline is she now?
The final deadline was the 15th, so we are now 12 days out, expired from that.
Well, no, the
So-
initial deadline.
Oh, well then we're 27 days out. She was supposed to be gone by the end of the year.
The first,
Yeah. So,
Don't let her get into your head, man, because you're like, no, the last real one that I gave her.
I'm not the kind of guy that likes kicking people out or being mean, and you know.
I know.
But it's coming to that.
But actually, like I like Big Paul talking about, she's a professional squatter.
Yeah, it's really coming to that, and it is a big red flag that your aunt, who you initially made plans with to do this with, you were going to do this at her place, whatever her place looks like. The aunt, now the aunt
Is tapping out.
is saying nope. So now she's got to go with the friend. How long is that going to last?
It's pretty bad when your family
That's not a good
Doesn't-
sign.
no.
That's not good at all.
red flag, like Mein Kampf.
Like, no, don't live in my house. Oh, you're going to build a tiny house in my backyard. No, we're not even going to allow that either. Like, oh, okay. Like,
Fuck.
you's gots to go. So, anyway, that's
Well, I
the
mean, that's not-
horrible dwarf update.
It's not that hard to imagine that because, I mean, look what kind of person she is. Look what kind of company she keeps.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully she's not having her obviously tweaker fucking friends like over at your house all the time.
Yeah. And you're listening to Tits, brought to you in part by Jello Shots. We help you show your ass. Coming up, we're going to have some dirty dictionary. We'll talk a little bit of Major League Baseball. But right now, I feel like it's time to talk some Thunder / NBA basketball.
That's cool.
All right, so Oklahoma City Thunder this week have gotten back on their winning ways. Remember, they kind of went on
They
a
had a
downturn.
slump.
They had a slump, and then they came back and they won. They beat out Portland. Kind of an edgy kind of game. C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard had a great night, but still, Paul George is able to hit kind of the clutch shot there.
Lillard, he's always on.
Yeah,
A good, like, steady, consistent player.
but yeah, Thunder are back to their
Until
winning
you hit
ways.
the playoffs.
Yeah, true. Playoffs. I always think of that every time.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So Thunder is still third in the West with a record of 30-18. We're now past the halfway point of the season, and you got Golden State at 1, Denver at 2.
Of course, Golden State on a fucking 10-game winning streak.
They are on a tear right now.
And 7 of those games are on the road.
Their last 10, they're 10-0, of course. The Nuggets are 7-3 in their last 10, and the Thunder are 5-5 in their last 10. But remember,
Ew.
that's on the rise because
The
that
last
first
part of
5
that
they were
10.
in their losing ways.
Yeah.
So Utah's been 8-2 in their last 10. They're now in the top 8. They're 7th in the West.
Fuck.
The Lakers right now, without LeBron James, are 9th in the West at 25-24. They
Below the line? Or
they
After
are
even beating
they're
us.
4-6 in their last 10 games without
even,
LeBron.
Even including beating us at home. And almost and should have beat the fucking they were up like 20 points. Who the fuck was it they were playing? And they were just whooping up on them.
it's the Rockets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Rockets game.
Rockets obviously been on a tear. They're 5th right now. They're 28-20. Specifically, James Harden has been on a tear. He's been scoring. He's got, last I checked, he's had 22 games in a row where he's scored over 30 points in a game.
Shit.
There's only been 2 other players that have had longer streaks, and of course the number one is Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh.
Chamberlain scored, I think it was 60 something in a row where he had that, because he had that one season. Remember, Chamberlain had that season where he averaged over 50 points a game and over 20 rebounds a game. I mean,
And that was the season where he scored the 100 points in a game,
I think so.
right?
It was just absurd numbers.
It's like,
Harden,
I
it
guess
would be very
nobody else
difficult
knows
for
how to
Harden
play
to-
basketball this year.
Yeah, it'd be very difficult for Harden to match that. But I think
He's averaging over 35 though.
he is. But just to continue that
He
pace,
could.
just to continue that pace, though, I'm rooting for it, honestly, because one thing I don't need the Rockets to be good in the playoffs. And I think he'll be out of gas by the time you get to the playoffs. And we've seen him run out of gas before. We've seen other players do this. When you go that strong, when you're putting the whole thing on your back like that for that long, and then you get to the playoffs, it's over, man. You got nothing left. You got no reserves. You've got nothing to pull from when things get tight. And it's just like, well, you're done.
Especially if you're not stacked like fucking Warriors are.
So that's what I think. I think Houston, it's great right now. It's a great story. The James Harden thing is a good story. The guy's scoring a ton of points. But, man, when it comes crunch time, I think it's all going to be for nothing.
You know, they need to start a new stat line in the NBA.
What's that?
Because it has been an issue. Michael Jordan got away with it all the time. Patrick Ewing really got away with it a lot. But they need to do a getting away with traveling per game stat.
GAWT. G-A-W-T.
God.
Yeah, you add that to the analytics somehow. Well, if you add in his gut, his game isn't as good.
His God is down from last year.
Harden definitely leads the league in GAWT.
He's got to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and like he was one of the front runners. He usually is on flopping too. So
You got to do what it takes, man. You got to do what it takes. So, great game today is coming up. The Thunder are playing the Milwaukee Bucks here in Oklahoma City, 3 o'clock today. So, pretty significant basketball game. I mean, Milwaukee's number 1 in the East with the record of 35-12, which percentage-wise it would be technically they're the best record in the NBA. Golden State has the same amount of wins, but they have 2 more losses, so their percentage is lower, of course. But
in the NBA, just like with the MLB, teams there'll be some teams that have played 3 or 4, maybe sometimes 5 games more than a team that has that hasn't played 3, 4, or 5 games.
Right.
Many.
So Milwaukee, they've got the best point differential in the NBA at an even 10.0 points, which is significantly better than anybody else in the NBA right now.
No, that's just impressive, period.
It is.
I bet you if you compare that to other teams in the past and stuff, that's up there.
10 is really high. Out of the East, something significant is the Pacers are 3rd at 32-16, but recently, Victor Oladipo, he's going to be out with knee surgery, I believe. I think
I heard it was his quad.
His quad.
Oh, like he strained it or tore it?
He tore it, and he's out. He's
for the season?
He's gone.
Yeah.
So that's going to hurt the
fine.
Pacers. Yeah, I know. So
they're done.
So here they are. They're sitting at 3rd in the East, looking great, and it's like, well, here goes Oladipo. He gone. And it's
They
just like,
might
well,
make the playoffs, maybe.
which means now that allows Philly and Boston to kind of rise up another notch and battle for those top 4 spots in the East.
Yeah, well, in the East, just as always, especially now that LeBron's not there, the East is like
You got those top 4
two
and everybody
teams.
else underneath them. That's just garbage right now. It's just garbage play. So you've got Milwaukee, Toronto, Philadelphia, and Boston. That's your East. That's who's fighting for it. Let's
Of course,
see what
we know
happens.
Toronto's gonna fucking choke like they always do.
Well, we'll
got
see.
Kawhi now.
You got Kawhi. You got a different band of characters, sort
Maybe a
of.
little bit better mentality or tougher mentality with Kawhi,
He's
maybe.
been in the playoffs.
He has. He's had success.
Yeah,
he's got an
the
NBA title.
experience.
He's got a ring with the Spurs. So, yeah,
Oh, when they beat LeBron and
Yep.
Miami Heat.
that's right. He got a ring. So, this is kind of a cool. If we had update music, we could play it. But this is a quick headline that just popped up today. Remember we talked about Nick Collison's going to have his jersey retired in Oklahoma City.
The first jersey retired.
That's going to be on March 20th. Well, there's going to be a special guest to make an appearance. Kevin Durant is planning to be here in Oklahoma City for that ceremony.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, because he played with him up in Seattle.
Yeah,
and-
absolutely. It's one of those, God, I hate you, but, so-and-so just died. We all have to come together and do this thing, Not that anybody in this scenario has died, per se, but it's like one of those where we need to put aside our differences and
His
come together.
NBA career has died.
Right, yeah, we need to put aside our differences and come together because we used to be homies, We used to be...
For like 10 years, right?
Yeah, band of brothers, man. So Collison's the one that helped him as he entered the league with the Sonics and then...
Mentoring and
Yeah, exactly. So that is...
both Big 12 players.
Yeah, that is. That's one of those moments where you set those things aside and you're just like, okay, we're here for Nick Collison. We're not here for that other stuff.
Our hate between us and Kevin Durant.
Exactly.
Yeah, like we need to commemorate, right? Commemorate?
Commit
like-
to memory.
No, we need to commemorate. We need to,
Commemorate.
yeah, like his accomplishments and one of the most underrated, most hardworking NBA players I've ever seen in my life.
Mr. Thunder.
Mr. Thunder. Yep.
What do they call him? Like Mr. Garbage guy, or because he would he would die for loose ball. He didn't give a fuck. He was just all about winning. He didn't care what his stats looked like. He's like, no.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Intangibles, man. Yeah, did all the other
The
stuff.
dirty work.
Oh.
Someone's birthday.
Somebody's birthday today. Shoot. So, NBA this week, the All-Star starters were named for both the East and the West. And the captains, remember last year they picked two people. It was LeBron and Curry to be the captains, and they just chose their teams. It was just a pure, you choose your teams, whatever. Well, this year they're doing
Backyard
Oh
game.
shit! I totally forgot
Yeah.
about like what the fucking NFL did with the Pro Bowls.
doing good. Thank you.
Right? Like I totally forgot about them doing that.
Yeah.
The NFL went to that shit like Team Michael Irvin versus Team Jerry Rice.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so they kind of went to that.
I don't
and
like
it was
that.
like, they didn't like it either, so they tweaked it. They still have captains. But it was announced the starters, and then past the starters, the two captains can then pick the people that's going to
The
be on the
bench.
bench. Yeah. So your captains this year are LeBron James for the West and Giannis Antetokounmpo, if I can say it, the Greek Freak for the East, right? So they're going to choose for their respective conferences.
So the starters are going to be people that are in
Voted
that
on.
conference.
Yeah. And I believe they have to choose from their conference. I believe so. I'm going to try to verify that.
So they went back. It's still East versus West.
Yeah. Draft night will be February the 7th, so that'll be right after the Super Bowl. So put that in your thing if you actually want to watch that. On draft night, February 7th on TNT, they're going to pick from the pool of starters. Oh, they pick from the pool of starters before moving on to the 14 reserves, all regardless of conference affiliation.
Okay, so it's
All
not
right.
East and West still.
Yeah. So, the reserves will be revealed on January 31st. The captain's draft is on that night, February 7th. And then All-Star Weekend is February 15th through 17th. They're doing the whole All-Star Game festivities in Charlotte this year. So
How do they choose who gets to pick first? Because isn't that the coveted
I think
thing?
they have to fight to the death. I think they have to. Yeah, I think they have to. Rock,
have to-
paper, scissors. I don't know.
The tapeworm challenge.
So from the West, your starters that were picked are, of course, they'll be able to change it up. It sounds like is LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Paul George. Those are your 3 forwards. And then Steph Curry and James Harden are your 2 guards. I don't think there's really much argument there.
Nothing from Westbrook because he's kind of having a shit year.
It's by his standards, yeah. It's and plus these guys are.
This
We
might
just
be
talked
his
about
worst
James
season.
Harden the year he's having. I mean, it's even hard to argue with that. You're just like, yep, he's putting up stats. Look at him. The East, you got Giannis, and then you've got Kawhi Leonard, and then the East would actually have a legit, like an actual center, Joel Embiid. But guards, you've got Kyrie Irving and Kemba Walker from the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, Walker's good.
Kemba has silently had a hell of a season. He's had some 50-point games and stuff. He's been lighting it up in Charlotte, but it's Charlotte Hornets. You don't hear much about them. You're just like, what? Kemba Walker? But he's had a hell of a season so far.
No, I know Kemba Walker because I play the video game.
First in votes was LeBron. LeBron's still trying to. I think he'll make it just in time for this, but he's been gone for weeks on the groin injury. So. But you got LeBron. Kevin Durant was number 2 in voting. Paul George was 3rd.
LeBron will be back because they said he was only.
I guess that is the
3 or 4
one name.
games.
I guess that is the one name that's just kind of glaringly missing from the All-Star starter list. Anthony Davis
Oh yeah.
from the West.
Oh yeah, one of the best top 5 players in the world right now.
Yeah, number 5. This will surprise you. Number 5 in All-Star voting. Luka Doncic, the rookie for the Dallas Mavericks. He was the European guy that
that
came
white
over.
guy. Oh yeah, I've heard a lot about him.
He's been lighting it up, and he got 5th in the All-Star voting. So
Dude,
whatever
I've
country he's from, I bet they voted his ass a lot.
I've seen him play a little bit though on the highlights and shit. Man, that dude plays with no fear.
Because remember that happened with Yao Ming. When Yao Ming came over from China,
yeah.
they opened the voting up, and there was just all these tons of votes from China, and Yao Ming got he's like, well, yeah, I guess he's the starter. Shit.
Yeah, well, most of the fucking people in the world live in that country, so it'd be pretty easy to vote him in. I don't like how it's a fucking popularity contest.
Well,
it should be over numbers and.
Well, the whole idea for All-Star is for the fans. I mean, so I get it. I mean, it's not anything serious. It's something for the fans. So I think you should let the fans vote. I mean, obviously there's an open possibility of stupid shit happening like that, but it's for the fans.
Most of the time, these guys are the elite.
Right. So yeah, you give them what they want. So you've got that. They're going to choose their backups, their rosters. And it's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it.
15 player or 12 player?
It said 14, right?
14, that's weird. Because an NBA team is 15.
Oh, well, you got your 5 and the 14 reserves, so 7 and 7. So you got your 5, your 12, right? Or is it more than that?
Okay, 12. Well, I mean, they a regular team. They can have a 15-team roster, and that 3 of them are on their reserve.
Yeah.
But you go
in case somebody says I can't play, I'm going to be injured or something.
Yeah, or whatnot. But then you go to the playoffs, and the NBA, the league says no, you can only have 12 now.
Yeah.
Anyone on your reserve, they can't play the whole postseason.
Right. Okay. So that's the All-Star of my All-Star games. Today's the Pro Bowl, I don't give a shit. But of all the All-Star games,
right now, I think
it is on right now. Actually,
I think I saw it.
We don't have it on. But the NBA All-Star game to me, or that whole festivities, that's my favorite of the ones.
Of all the All-Star games,
I think number 1 would be NBA. Number 2 would be baseball. Number 3 would be your Pro Bowl. I've just never been into the Pro Bowl.
Oh, I thought you were saying. Well, I mean,
I don't. To your point, I don't even watch hockey at all.
How many people watch the hockey All-Star break? Because the hockey season and the basketball season are right around the same.
It might actually be more interesting than the Pro Bowl, though. I bet hockey players are crazy enough where they probably go out and actually play.
Oh yeah,
in an All-Star game. Exactly. They're still into it. Fuck you.
I'm still gonna bust. I'm still gonna bust some teeth out.
I'm going to puck you up.
I'm gonna bug you.
Yeah, so
See what I did there?
yeah, see. Now baseball had its Hall of Fame selections. 4 guys get in, and it's one of those All-Star or Hall of Fame votings where it's becomes a question of how much is it about who got in as opposed to how much is it about who didn't get in for the Hall of Fame this time around.
By the way, like, are you totally moving away from the NBA and the All-Star stuff?
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about the OU players that are going to be participating that weekend.
What do you want to talk about?
Buddy? Is he on?
Buddy Hield is going to be participating in the skills competition.
Is he?
And so is Trey Young.
I did not know that. I didn't even go that far.
Well, you suck.
I do suck.
How is it that you don't know this and I do?
I don't know. You don't even have cable.
Exactly.
It went on 52-3.
No, fucking News Channel 9. That's really where I learned it. News Channel 9.
News Channel 9. So do you know who got in the Hall of Fame?
In baseball? Oh, I think I'd heard about, like the first unanimous vote for Rivera. And they were telling his stats, and it's stupid, ridiculous how good of a pitcher this motherfucker was. Holy shit. Greatest closer ever.
Yes.
Easily.
Mariano Rivera gets in by unanimous. It's his first unanimous votes for
And
Hall
I
of
think there
Fame
was
ever.
2 this year, right?
No, there's only one.
Oh, just
Wow.
him? Oh.
He's the first unanimous
Yeah.
vote getter to get in the Hall of Fame. I mean, if you really think about how long baseball's been played, how many legends there are, for him to be the first unanimous,
How long they've been putting people into the Hall of Fame.
that kind of fucking blows your mind a bit when you think about that. Like, what? Hang on, did I hear that right? Yes.
Well, it's like the movie Fever Pitch with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore and stuff. And, it's kind of like a Titanic type of thing where, they're making this fake storyline to go along with an actual storyline. Like the Titanic, or on Fever Pitch, it's whenever the Boston Red Sox became the only team in Major League Baseball history to come from 3-0 in a series down and win the last 4 games in a row to win the series against the Yankees. And so on the movie, they're showing him and all of his buddies sitting around watching Game 3. Yeah, watching Game 4. And one of his buddy goes, "Oh, well, here comes Rivera. Yep, it's over."
Yep.
Because, he comes out, you're fucked. Try and hit off of me.
Yep. He had that fear with players too. I mean,
I'd have been shaking in my boots. Mm-hmm. Like, no, I'll take Nolan Ryan or...
somebody said it like this, and I love it. It said, more men have been on the moon than have gotten hits or runs off of Rivera in the playoffs.
It was like 12-11.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So there's that.
That's amazing.
So there's that.
His ERA is stupid. It's like, I think it's under 1
Yeah, he was.
for his career or
Yeah, he
some
was
shit
pretty
like
scary.
that.
Real
Holy
scary.
shit, fuck.
So the other guys that get in, the late Roy Halladay.
Kind of know the name. Little bit.
He was a fantastic pitcher. Won World
Like
Series with the Phillies.
Brother of Billy
Dominated.
Holiday.
Yeah, that guy. No, great starting pitcher. Died. I didn't look it up. He passed away early, young. We'll call it Roy Halladay's disease. I don't know.
Is that insensitive?
That probably is. I mean, there was Lou Gehrig. I mean, why not?
Man, like, who's Lou Gehrig?
He died from Lou Gehrig's disease.
Wow, what are
Whoa,
the
what
odds
are the
of
odds
that?
of that? Yeah. Roy Halladay passed away, but there's no question mark when it comes to Roy Halladay. The guy was amazing. Cy Young winner, 2-time Cy Young winner.
Ooh, damn.
What a World Series! The guy was he had
Who did he
moments
play
where he was
for?
unstoppable. He's been with multiple teams, but he was with the Phillies.
When he won the World Series.
Oh, Roy Halladay died from blunt force trauma. He had morphine in his system during a plane crash. So, yeah, pretty tragic.
And Ambien.
And Ambien? Man,
Oh,
Ambien,
fuck.
I hear too many stories about Ambien.
I ain't doing Ambien.
Yeah,
that's
stay
how
away from that.
That's how Heath Ledger died.
And
he
Prozac.
mixed
And
Ambien
Prozac.
and some.
Ambien and Prozac?
Yeah, you don't mix that shit. You don't mix.
And alcohol.
Yeah.
That's what Heath Ledger did. He mixed like Ambien with some antidepressants or some shit.
Yeah. That will cause a bad day.
Yeah, I'm so terrified to take any fucking drugs like that.
Halliday, age 40, was the only occupant of the aircraft, and he died of blunt force trauma with drowning as a contributing factor.
What was he
According
like?
to the report.
Was he piloting his own airplane?
Oh, boy, that's a bad idea.
Oh, it was one of those like what,
DWI.
1 or 2 engine airplanes.
Yeah.
Those small
FWI.
ones.
Yeah, FWI. But so those two are shoe-in. Those are easy Hall of Fame votes.
Ballots.
The other two are a little more questionable. You've got Edgar Martinez. Remember, he played with the Seattle Mariners a long time and was all he did was DH. Like, that's all he did. He DH'd. He wasn't a fielder. But you look at his stats and they're kind of eh. I mean, baseball
Big
to me is
Poppy.
should be the hardest Hall of Fame to get into. I mean, it's all about stats. The guy never had a 200 hit season. He had a decent batting average. He batted over 300.
That's good.
It's like, I'm a nice player, but it's like Hall of Fame, like Edgar Martinez. Yeah, he's
Look.
good.
Oh fuck! Look at this bicycle.
He's got a trailer.
A trailer with the dog on
There's a
it.
dog in the trailer.
There's a dog on this bicycle trailer.
Oh, and a girl following him. Is that the dwarf? No,
That
she's too
is
tall.
the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen.
We've never seen that. We talk about it today, and there it is.
That is
Pulling-
insane.
Now, a dog is smaller than a house, but that's a good test run.
Or you could like Han Solo the shit out of it and use the dog as your house. You slice it open. I know it smells like shit, but it'll keep you warm.
The other guy to get into the Hall of Fame was Mike Mussina. He was starting
Catcher.
pitcher for the New York Yankees.
Oh, Mussina.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking?
Mussina he's right there with Edgar Martinez. He had some nice numbers, and those you would say, yeah, he's really good, but I mean,
I'd
is he
probably
great?
take him over.
Is he Hall of Fame? I don't know, man. I think the flip side, if I was to play devil's advocate, is I would say Mussina played during steroid era, and never had it. He came out clean. He wasn't on the Mitchell Report. He wasn't on any of that stuff.
So they're
and he
gonna,
had to face all these dudes that were on steroids and had good numbers. So you know what? I'm not
Flipped on that one.
Yeah,
Give him
whatever.
props. So it's almost like baseball is all let's go ahead and push somebody in there that's not tainted, so that way we don't look like shit.
Right.
Like Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Jose Canseco, Sammy Sosa, all these fuckers, Rocket, they can't ever get into the Hall of Fame, right?
I don't know about never.
I sure as fuck don't want them there.
Specifically, Bonds and Clemens this last time chose a bad time to chew on a quesadilla.
That's what we do here. We eat and talk.
We do. Bonds and Clemens got 59% of the vote. You have to have 75% of the vote to get in. So
Get in there.
That's
they're
pretty close for
they're
cheaters.
they're moving up. They really are. They're getting more and more votes. So that tells me don't say never. It might happen. I just couldn't tell you when. I don't know. But
It's just hard for me to even get into baseball because of the steroid thing. It's just it's gotten so out of hand and ridiculous and obvious.
Even A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez came out this week and mentioned, he knows that the only way he's getting in is if the mold is broken and Bonds and Clemens are allowed in first. But one thing I'll give,
got caught doing steroids.
yeah, he got caught and then he denied it, and then he
Like everyone
then he
does.
finally came out and said, yeah, there was some, and I'll give A-Rod some credit. At least he kind of came out and admitted some, whereas obviously Bonds and Clemens are just
Clemens fought that. Well, Bonds, yeah, too. They fought it and fought it.
They
in the
still do
courts.
to this day, and Clemens, man, I mean, he could be hit with I could see him sticking with it. He could be hit with perjury. He was in front of Congress denying that stuff,
Which
so
I've never
They
understood.
never
bringing
get anybody for perjury, though.
I've never.
yeah, that's true.
I've never
Congress is
understood fucking bringing sports into government like that. That's so weird to me. This is sports. This is a fucking game that we get to play to entertain people. Why are we in a fucking court of law or what, the Supreme Court or something?
Did you take heed, D's? You're on trial. No.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna go now. Like, what happens, like, if he doesn't show up for court? What, does he get arrested and get thrown in jail because he doesn't go to baseball drug, steroid fucking court? Like,
I don't know.
can you just not go to that court hearings?
Well, maybe. I don't play a lawyer on TV, and I'm not one, so I don't.
It's right, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't
Being
know.
in a fucking Supreme Court or some shit like that over a game that you play for a living.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, there's no reason it should get that far. I mean, I get it, like you don't want cheating and this and that, but yeah, that's just dumb.
I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, Chance, I can't do the show next week. I've got to be in court because this video game that I play, they consider weed a performance-enhancing drug because it helps you focus more. And so I've been killing a lot more people on my Halo game. So, yeah, so they're making me go to the Supreme Court to, fight this.
Yeah. All right, so just a reminder, you're listening to Tits, brought to you in part by Jaeger. Jaeger, we make you shoot shit out of your ass. Still to come, we're at the final end of it. We are at Dirty Dictionary time, and I felt like there should be some appropriate music for Dirty Dictionary, and that is not it. So,
Dirty Dictionary time. I've been really trying, baby.
Yeah.
Trying to hold back that feeling
Come on, girl.
for so long.
Yeah, I've been holding it for 3 minutes.
No, turn around.
Get home.
I love Jack Black's version of that.
Can I keep that going for a minute? It is time for Dirty Dictionary. I got some interesting terms for you. I've got a lot of terms, but I feel like this is an ongoing segment for a while, so I will tone it back as far as the amount. But today we're going to start off with an Alaskan snow dragon. Any guesses on what an Alaskan snow dragon is?
Oh, fuck.
It involves semen.
Well, I'm thinking, what the fuck are those people called that live up there that make the igloos? And Inuits, yeah. Thank you, boob lady. An Alaskan snow dragon. Okay, so obviously the snow is your cum. It's gotta be.
Yeah, because there's an Alaskan fire dragon and there's an Alaskan snow dragon. So
Oh,
snow
the
dragon.
fire dragon. That's gotta be like you ate a lot of jalapenos and you fart in your mouth.
Oh, the look on Kenneth's face.
He's like, I don't know if I want to know about this one.
Oh, okay. The Alaskan snow dragon, it is an advanced sexual prank in nature. The Alaskan snow dragon is when a male ejaculates in the female's mouth, clamps her jaw shut with his hands, and at the same time informing her he has an STD. Anyone will do. She will immediately release the semen through her nostrils. You have now made her perform the Alaskan snow dragon.
Like the napalm that comes out of the dragon's nose, nostrils, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's hilarious.
You need to try that if you go on this Texas trip.
With the Cougars?
No, they're paying for. They're paying. They're the.
Yeah, I'm gonna be stuck in Dallas. I'm gonna be like, Chance, now you gotta come pick my ass up.
Right? Yeah, no, you need to try this with just someone that.
Some random that's like close to like if it doesn't work out, I could walk.
Yeah,
home.
like a Plan G type of person. You need to, yeah. So that is an Alaskan snow dragon. Pretty good?
Why Alaskan?
I like it.
Yeah, why? Why is it Alaskan?
Like the tundra.
Oh, yeah, Alaskan snow dragon.
So like you're not gonna do the fire or
You want the fire one
the
too?
fire one? Well, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I
While
guess
we're
I
in this-
did. I guess I did bring it up. So,
While we're in this neighborhood.
I assume it is also a prank.
So you're coming in her mouth, and you hold her jaw shut. I mean, the same thing, except
Oh,
like you put salsa or hot sauce or something in her mouth with your cum. Or it's got to be the butcher's cum. No.
I'm gonna ask again. Do you want to know what Alaskan fire dragon is?
Kenneth, are you cool? Because you're the one that had the queasy look on your face. So.
Okay. The Alaskan fire dragon includes a man diarrheas in a girl's mouth, duct tapes it shut, then tickles her until it comes out her nose. That is
Two people.
sick. Absolutely just sick,
Two girls,
people.
one cup.
That's terrible.
Oh, wow.
But why does it do that? Anyway, so that's an Alaskan fire dragon. So if you ever get bored,
If you ever get bored and you have a very tolerable wife or significant other.
now I want to stick with the Alaskan theme if I could. What do you think an Alaskan blowhole is? You know, remember it gets cold in Alaska. There's not a lot of things to do up there, you know? Isn't that where that one guy went up there and died? I mean, so Alaskan, Christopher McCandless or whatever, they made the movie about it, Into the Wild, where he was like a
where
rich
he's, like,
kid, but
homeless
he
or
like
some
sells
shit.
all of his shit, and he hikes from the eastern part of the United States. He hikes
hikes
west
all
and
the
gets the
fucking
idea
way.
to go all the way up to Alaska.
I didn't see that movie.
Lives in
but-
this little van and then he dies.
Well,
so-
thanks. Now I don't have to watch it.
Spoiler alert.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's the movie.
I do want to watch it because I've been watching. I watched a movie like 2 or 3 days ago where like that was on the preview before the movie started. So I usually fast forward through that shit, but every time I come across that, I'm like, I stop and watch it because
Gotcha.
it looks like a good movie.
All right. So we got ourselves an Alaskan blowhole. What do you think?
There's got to be something to do with the asshole. Has to.
Pretty impressive technique here.
I mean, we're still. Well, no, the fire one didn't have anything to do with cum.
No, no, but the snow did.
The snow did. Why was the fire one? You were
Usually
asking
diarrhea
about-
is pretty
Hot
fiery.
diarrhea.
Yeah,
Hot diarrhea.
yeah.
But why is it Alaskan though?
That's what I asked.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh.
Why is some of these, like Cambodian or whatever, or
Cambodian?
Turkish? Yeah, none of them have anything to do with the country of Turkey.
Well, the Alaskan snow thing that made a little sense because it's
Yeah, it snows there, yeah.
all the time there.
Yeah,
Turkish fire dragon.
yeah, an Eskimo French horn. Who knows?
Eskimo French horn.
All right, what you got? Alaskan blowhole.
Okay, so, well, especially Kenneth, I know that you probably know this. What do they call it on the porn sites? They call it a whenever
Why do I know
whenever the
my
guy
porn addicts?
fuck off. No, whenever the guy comes into her ass and she like shits the cum out of her ass. They call that a fuck.
Cream pie.
Cream pie.
Okay, I guess I do know.
All
Told
right.
you. Did you know that one, Chance?
Nope.
I knew it.
Ain't no cream pie.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Damn it, I did know that one.
You said Alaskan blowhole.
That's what I said.
So that's what I can think of is the guy comes in her ass and she does the cream pie
And she
thing.
makes bubbles out of it.
All right.
She makes bubbles out of it.
All right, Alaskan blowhole is when you're having sex with a girl and you want to fill all holes. You put think about the logistics here. Put your dick in her vagina. You put your 2 thumbs in her ears. Then you, with your pinkies covering the nostril while you're kissing her, then you shove your big toe up her ass. This will completely cover all the holes.
Nostrils, what was that?
The nostrils.
Like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Pinkies covering the nostrils. There you go. That's
Is
an Alaskan
the
blowhole.
mouth is covered?
Yeah.
Oh, because you're kissing her.
We're doing great.
Oh,
We're
good.
talking about Alaskan blowholes.
Oh, nice.
So
You want to know what it is?
she doesn't, and she definitely doesn't want to know the snow dragon one either. We're playing "Let's Get It On" in the background. Just seems appropriate.
Yeah. How are we doing here?
Oh, good.
Want another one?
Nah.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, though.
Let's see. So that was an Alaskan blowhole. I have to mark these off. I don't want to do them twice. Man.
Just leave that one.
Play that.
Yeah, I'll play that one.
Alicia Keys.
I still love you, baby.
Yeah, we get a little bit of, yeah.
Played music.
That one sounds more like the actual song on the album than
All
the
right.
last one.
We're going to move away from Alaska for a moment, okay?
Let's go.
This
Russia.
time around. We may come back to Alaska another time. So, we're going to go out east. What do you think a Shanghai surprise is?
Tranny.
Tranny. I was too busy thinking about like what it possibly could be. I didn't catch yours.
Surprise.
A surprise. It's like a Cracker Jack box.
So what do you think? What is that? A Cracker Jack box?
Yeah.
Oh, a little
Surprise.
prize in here.
There's where my license was.
I think you're thinking on the right level.
Oh fuck.
You baby, you baby.
Oh, this bitch is up to no good.
Dude,
She was doing something weird with that Lexus, and I know that Lexus ain't hers.
you want a snow dragon her? Look
Oh
at her.
shit, she's doing the bitter beer face. She doesn't have any teeth.
That's perfect.
Look, she's got the bitter beer face. She don't
She's
have no
heading our
teeth.
way. She's looking for gold. All right.
Yeah,
Shanghai
go
surprise. You want to know?
Yeah, I can't come up with anything good.
Shanghai surprise. It is the act of making love. Making love. The act of making love to an Asian woman from behind in the rectum. And as the woman turns around, you realize she has a penis. 85% of the time, this is a real statistic, 85% of the time, a donkey punch will result.
A donkey, but that's where you like punch him in the nuts.
Yeah. Or no. Well, let's look up the definition of donkey punch just to clarify. Sometimes the research, you have to go and, there we go, donkey punch.
Donkey punch.
Donkey punch is when you're engaged in anal sex, and when you're about to ejaculate, you punch the poor little lady in the back of the head so her anal cavity tightens, making the orgasm that much better.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's a donkey
Nice.
punch. So you're about to donkey punch the Asian chick that turns out she's got a little pee-pee.
Not a chick.
Well, don't you just stop having sex once you realize this, or?
I don't know. You're at that point.
Yeah, you got it.
I guess you like fucking own it. Like, well, I've gone this far. I still need to ride home.
Then you do the Alaskan snow dragon.
The Alaskan snow
Yeah,
dragon.
do the Alaskan snow
Yeah, they
dragon.
transfer. They transfer.
Man. So I feel like people are now more informed now, just because of listening to us.
We have like I feel like it's our obligation
It is.
for the people.
For the people. So, so you've been listening to Tits, brought to you by Whiskey Dick, your men's health solution. I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank our listening audience for listening, obviously.
You guys rock. Thank you.
You rock. Thank you so much for all that you do. And, of course, we will be back next week for a special Super Bowl edition of the Idiots Talk Sports Tits. And we're looking forward to doing yet another show. So thank you so much.
I think it might be an extra drunk Tim that day because, you know, Super Bowl Sunday is like a holiday to me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure I get off that night so that way I ain't got to worry about the whole, I got to get home and go to sleep and all that bullshit.
Oh, we may have to rein you in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm not going to make it too bad, but,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to have fun as fuck next Sunday. So
Nice. Well, thank you for listening. You all have a great week. And until next time.
Have you ever felt like shutting the fuck up?
Well, I'm out, man.